What's up, Panther fans? Welcome to the great debate. Yes, that's right. You will hear it from now until the end of time. Should the Panthers draft Bryce Young or should they draft CJ Stroud? Actually, you won't hear it to the end of time. You'll hear it until draft night. But we've got more to talk about. Lamar Jackson, did we prematurely trade into number one and miss out on the real sweepstakes? Are these draft hats fly? I think they are. And boy, do Carolina Panther fans want a new uniform until they see it. We're going to be talking about that and more on the C3 Panthers podcast. Let's rock, fellas.
Tony Dunn, ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers podcast.
Wow. Welcome to the C3 Panthers podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night we chop up the latest Panthers news and opinions from the fan perspective. My name's Tony Dunn. They call me the professor, and I rock with my wheelman, Cody Lashney. Did you know that some people believe that Cam Newton might even be a Baltimore Raven before it's all over? Blood and guts in my heart, and God damn it, Cam going to another team where there's no talent.
Hey,
It's got to be the case.
So long as that team is not the Atlanta Falcons, I'm happy for Cam, dude. Listen, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast. As always, the great debate between CJ Stroud and Bryce Young is raging furiously on Twitter and amongst Panther fans. We got some more interviews today from Frank Reich talking about DJ Chark and his surgery that he just got, what he means to the offense, the kinds of weapons that they've been able to put around everyone. And, hey, man, there's some new rules coming out of the NFL meetings. Players are now allowed to wear the number 0, and JC Horn is teasing a number change. Tony, we have so much to talk about. Per usual, another Tuesday night. Nowhere I'd rather be than sitting here chilling with my boys, talking about the Carolina Panthers, joined by the best damn Panther fans in all of YouTube. Boy, that's a lot of green names, baby. I see Algernon, Drew, Anthony Price, Blind Panther Vogs, Brazen Excalibur, Craig Cartner, David Screws, Brandon R., Hank 3 Rebel, JD864, Lawrence Trevette, Nate PNW Adventures, Nigel, Southbound, Panther Gal 73, and Supreme Leader Z. Tony, the list grows every single Tuesday night. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, brother. Let's roll.
It's a gang joining it. Join it, just like CK did. The voice that makes him moist. Good Lord, you know my boy here. You don't want to hear this, CK.
Okay, I'll leave.
Yeah, you probably should. So in this world of planned everything, now they plan your delivery of your babies, and CK's got a baby on the way. Well, I don't know if we asked him to stand up. I don't hope he don't have a baby. His wife is pregnant. One of my really good friends in life, first child. His wife was induced yesterday. They're still waiting.
Oh, God.
What a miserable fucking time it must be to just sit in the... And you know what the irony of this? She's an OBGYN.
Oh,
no.
You know what I'm saying? She just got a dose of her own literal medicine. Like the you know what is when they plan your baby delivery, CK? You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen on, like, there's no question anymore. They're like, oh, this is the day you're coming in. It's almost like we have made birth conducive to doctors' fucking schedules.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
it.
no.
Anyway, I hope your wife is not induced, and then 48 hours
Waiting.
later, you're just fucking in that miserable ass room where
You're
you could have
not
just been
using
at
his
your own
nerves at
home.
all.
You could have been at your own home. That's it.
Yeah.
Welcome, CK.
Until that becomes more of a a surefire thing, I think the hospital's certainly the place to go as of now. But yeah, we're certainly getting closer, and it is a possibility that come draft time, I might have to do the draft show from in the hospital.
Oh man, what if that was our number one pick?
Right, exactly.
Hey.
So listen. But man, it's good to be here on a Tuesday night. We have a lot to catch up on. I know we did a lot of reaction shows to the pro days. Cody was there through the 3 most important ones last week. And then another one this week. I'm assuming he's going to be doing. So it's going to be good to recap what we heard from Frank Wright today, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of information.
Lot of information from that, and just a lot of speculation across the internet, which is fine because for the first time it feels as though we are just in the dark. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, you could almost predict what was going to happen last year, right? We weren't going to take a quarterback at the top of the line. Like, this just wasn't going to be a possibility with the guys that were on the board.
But we could have had Lamar. We didn't even have to trade up to one. We could have Lamar.
Right. But here's the thing, man. It's good to talk about it and be here with you boys to kind of go over all this stuff and just be here with you guys. That's the main part of this whole thing.
Greg, Cody calls it the great debate. I call it the master debate.
I like the master debate. I like that. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
14-year-old, dude. You're a 14-year-old.
I'm not a 14-year-old. It's just the right words. It's a master debate. It's the master debate. Do you remember one of my best jokes during COVID was I'm done mask debating. I was so tired of this fucking mask, bro.
Again, you're 14.
Maybe.
It's okay. We love you. Anyway.
Like
I'm having a great
masticates.
time. Yeah. I'm having a great time. The great debate or the master
That's
debate.
like if your Uncle Jack was stuck on a horse, would you help your Uncle Jack off a horse?
Oh, did you guys see that shit I sent you about the Florida legislature? You know that was real. You didn't even watch it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see
Anita Dick. You didn't watch it?
I heard about that.
That was
shit,
hysterical.
Oh,
You didn't watch it?
yeah.
Holding
From the
Meacock or something like that.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
we're
I
gonna
did
play
see
it. We're
that.
gonna play
I
it in
did
just a
see
second.
that.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Greg.
that's a good ice pick.
I've been watching. Greg has a great podcast. You guys can check it out on Friday nights. Geeks Chasing Squirrels Through the Multiverse. I've been on this Yellow Jackets show.
Okay.
Which I did not watch the first. This is the best thing. This is how I did Hunters as well. Is I didn't watch the first season until they came out with the second season. So you get to binge watch the first season, and then they're like, "Oh, new season next week." It was amazing. My friend said, "Check out Yellow Jackets." It's like Lord of the Flies meets a girls' soccer team. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. That's exactly what it is.
It's like a modern day
Lost.
Ladybugs.
It's Lost plus Lord of the Flies plus girls soccer team. It's wild. It's great. It's great. There's some good actors in it. I've been very happy with it. Yellow Jackets, Greg. The master debate is Bryce Young and CJ Stroud.
Bryce Young and CJ Stroud is a good debate. Before we get away from TV real quick, I've got to tell you, if you haven't watched Agent Elvis on Netflix, check that out.
What's it about?
It's an animated show, 30 minutes. It's
I don't watch
Elvis.
animation.
I'm telling you, dude, it is a mixture between Invincible and Hitmonkey. And it's about Elvis being a double agent. It's fucking amazing. Sorry. I had to break out the F-bomb so quick. It's amazing. All right, so CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. I feel like I said, either way, we're a winner no matter what we walk away with here. That's
the best point.
I just know. I have this thing about Carolina Panthers that I know that no matter what decision we make, it's going to be the wrong one.
I love
for
the
some
wrong
reason.
one. Oh,
I'm telling you, for
whoa.
some reason or the other, Carolina always makes the wrong decision, it seems like. And I feel like that no matter which one we pick, the other one's going to do a little bit better. But as long as I can get a 10 to 12-year quarterback here, I'm good to
Mute
go.
him.
Dude, wet blanket. A little bit of wet blanket. Come on.
You are a little bit.
A little bit of
Dude,
wet
I don't
blanket.
know who's more of a wet blanket. Greg predicting the worst or Tony not watching cartoons. Dude,
Right.
what? You're too big and old and mature for cartoons. You're both
Animated
wet
series and
blankets
cartoons
tonight.
are totally different. I'm just going to let you know.
No, it's not about it being a cartoon. I just don't got the time. I need all right. Look, the number's 252-228-5098. That's 252-228-5098. Be a part of the C3 Panthers podcast. Go to CarolinaCatChronicles.com and hang out with us. What we're trying to do is create a podcast that we call The People's Voice. 5 fans, 4 fans. This is not about us. This is about y'all. Every one of y'all in the chat, every one of y'all smashing the thumbs up, every one of y'all listen on the podcast, every one of y'all calling in. We're riding to the game. In fact, right now, we ain't riding to Mint Street. We were riding with Kev, my bastard son. We were riding with Kev to the draft because that is the master debate that we're going to have. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I want to start off. If we're starting off with the master debate, I'm shooting my load right out the gate.
Oh gosh.
You're right. I am.
Which
14.
you normally do, to be fair.
You're right. I gotta go. Does anybody got a cigarette and a sandwich? Sandwich and a cigarette. I haven't smoked in 19 months. I want to tell this to people. There's a real I want the Panthers staff to pick their quarterback with conviction, Cody. I've been saying that for weeks. I don't want us to trade back and take sloppy seconds, whatever. I want us to say, this is our motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? But I watch all these people and the Bryce Young group is a little defensive.
Vicious.
They're defensive. They're insecure.
They have little man syndrome.
A little insecure. Oh, zing. Oh, yeah. This is all I got to say about it. When you take this position about a quarterback, and all I've done is compliment CJ Stroud.
Right.
I haven't knocked Bryce Young. I do think CK makes one of the greatest points on this is don't bet on the anomaly. You know, I mean, that's the way, like, where do things happen that are outside. Anyway, if we pick whoever the quarterback we pick, if we pick CJ Stroud number 1, the Bryce Young truthers have to come out on day 1 and say we made the second best pick. No, like if we pick Stroud, and if there's a Bryce Young, if you're a Bryce Young truther right now and you are so dug in, I need you to say this. I'm not taking your fan card away. I'm not none of that. But you need to come out and say this. We should have picked Bryce Young. And I'm not willing to say that about either of these guys, right? Like if we pick Bryce Young, I'm not saying we should have taken CJ Stroud. I will defer to this coaching staff. But right now, man, the CJ Stroud hate, I won't say hate. He's done everything. I don't know. I'm a Stroud. I'm loud for Stroud, baby.
Me too.
So shout out YB Jordan. I'm pretty sure he pinned loud for Stroud. But listen, I mean, again, a lot of this conversation pretty much boils down to how much are you on Twitter? Because if you are on Twitter, if you are on Twitter having this discussion all the time, you know, there is this notion that, at least amongst some fans, just about every poll that I've ever put out has CJ Stroud winning those polls. But I've noticed from one perspective that a lot of Bryce Young fans, they get really upset and really defensive if you mention that there's something that CJ has as a prospect that is better than Bryce, or that he, for example, I've been a defender that CJ has better arm talent on those downfield passes. And I think that's one area that gives him a nudge over Bryce Young.
You're right.
And to a lot of people, if you say that, you might as well think that Bryce is just a good for nothing midget that will never be able to play ball and is terrible. And really, that's not it. To me, it comes down to people being very defensive over their preferred choice. Like Greg said, this is such a big decision for the Carolina Panthers. We've made a lot of bad decisions over the years. So now people are falling in love with one prospect over the other, and they're thinking that if you draft the other one, you've made some terrible mistake. Anthony Piccarello with the 199 says, Tony, you're talking to me. I know you are.
I am. I'm talking to him. I'm talking to Monty.
Yep,
I'm talking to what I would call the Bryce Young truthers. And you know what is here's the thing is I like Stroud, but I've also watched him.
Right.
I have not watched fucking Bryce Young in this stupid. Look, I'm so. No,
You're
man,
right.
I would say, man, I've watched like some of the clips and things like this. But look, I've been tired of Alabama for years. And now, look, this is the whole thing is that we come out here and we're talking about, look, people are saying this about CJ Stroud now. They're saying, oh, he got the best receiver group in the motherfucking world. He got the best offensive line. And motherfucking Bryce Young over there playing for Appalachian State. You know what I'm saying? It's like, God, it's like I ain't never heard of Alabama being the most talentless, devoid motherfucking joint in the world. Yeah. So anyway, it's ultimately this is all right. So people said, Cody, I will defer to you on this, and I'll turn it over to the other guys. We talk about arm talent. Look, is like I think a lot of these things come to intangibles, right? And there's a great clip of a guy talking about Bryce Young where he goes, I guess, against LSU with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, 95 yards. Like he's got to go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Auburn. And he's smiling. And this guy says he's smiling like a psychopath, which is awesome, right? That is the gene that we all want, right?
The moment is not too big for him.
Patrick Mahomes, it's not his physical talent that beats people. It's the intangible gene that exists. Joe Burrow, not his physical anything. It's his cold as ice Joe Burrow shit. So I will give credence to people who say, hey, Bryce Young got the motherfucking gene, right? But I have not heard anybody say that any of these guys got elite arm talent.
Well, I disagree.
Nobody's saying this. You're not talking about Justin Herbert missiles. You're not talking about, I don't think even with CJ Stroud, you're saying, hey, Josh Allen missiles like a bazooka. Again, I have not heard you use the term bazooka yet. And I love when you say it.
But listen, he doesn't not have a bazooka. And one of the things that
I'm not saying it's not a bad arm.
Right. But one of the things that you'll notice is that a lot of people are comparing CJ Stroud to Bryce Young. I've now said multiple times, I mean, not Bryce, dude, I'm all over the place. CJ Stroud comparison to Joe Burrow. And I believe CJ Stroud has a bigger arm than Joe Burrow. So however you would classify Joe Burrow's arm in the NFL, to me, he's comparable, if not better than that. None of these guys, at least the top two, are going to have top 5 NFL arm talent when they step into the NFL. But what I will say this, the accuracy and the touch that CJ does display on those deep passes down the field, man, they're beautiful. And you do at times see him be able to thread a needle, put the ball right in between a safety and a corner, it just in a honey hole, just at the perfect spot. And another thing that people are kind of doing, I feel, with Stroud is, his receivers were open, but he's also putting the ball in a perfect position
They don't
where
break
the receivers don't have an opportunity to make a play on the ball.
It makes them look incredible,
right,
too.
and they get to keep on running because they don't ever have to come back to the football. He catches the ball reliably, they run it in for touchdowns. To me, CJ Stroud is elite when you talk about downfield passing, and I feel like that's something that doesn't get spoken on enough when it comes to Stroud. And we'll talk about Bryce more later, but yeah, that's one thing that Stroud has in his favor.
CK, I'm going to have you weigh in on this master debate right here. Yep. And I'm going to say this is that if the Carolina Panthers draft Bryce Young, number 1, I'm going to come out here and say that I think that the coaching staff identified what they believe is the right pick.
Right. And that's the thing is and I said it on the reaction shows to the pro day for when we watched CJ Stroud. He was the first one to go. And so I said, right now I would choose CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. I also said I reserve the right to change my mind, before the draft.
I'm going with this staff, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason I say that is I don't know that this is like a night and day difference between the two of these guys. And is that worth an argument? Probably not. Like a lot of people.
Welcome to America, motherfucker.
Right. Is it worth saying that CJ Stroud deserves, like arguing that CJ Stroud deserves a similar look to Bryce Young? Absolutely. But if they draft Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, I'm going to be jumping for joy because both of these guys exhibit a lot of these leadership traits that we have been starving for from a quarterback in Carolina.
Yeah, that's a great point.
That is far more important to me as a Carolina Panthers fan than is one going to be more successful than the other right now. I don't care. Like, honestly, if CJ Stroud is who we draft and he's not as good as Bryce Young, but he's still a franchise quarterback, I still think we win. Like it's similar to something that Cody's used to say with Trevor Lawrence is if we get the guy, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's like that's what I'm kind of I feel like there is a group of people who have this, and you know what? I had this for Cam. Like I had a religious defense of Cam. Like it was my religion to defend Cam. So I do understand that people care about Bryce Young, right? He's a very accomplished he's a cool story. He's everything. He's cool.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I understand how people are rooting for him. But I want to say this is that I feel like some people emphasize how great his college career has been while also passively aggressively dumping on CJ Stroud's college career.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is a lot of people want to use who he had to throw the ball to as a reason for why CJ Stroud shouldn't.
Nobody said that about Tua. We could have said that about Burrow, right? Well,
it's all about the year you come out.
Well, they did say that about Burrow, and they did say that about.
Well, there was no other quarterbacks with Burrow.
But my point
he was the only one.
Is it not also true that Burrow could have also made those guys much better by being a good quarterback?
Clearly, he
did.
Could it
not be that CJ Stroud is making these guys much better by being a great quarterback? Like, I mean, it's not he's got the weapons around him, so he's able to succeed. I had said that about Patrick Mahomes for the first 3 or 4 years of his career as a starter. Right. Well, if he didn't have Tyreek Hill or Jason Kelsey,
don't worry, he got this right? shit, bro. Yeah, he can do whatever.
Right. It's not. There's no. You can sit there and talk about that all you want, but there is a real, like, if you want to talk about drawing parallels, there is a real parallel you can draw between a quarterback size and their injury proneness, or the fact that they don't succeed as much in the NFL because of their size. But to say that you can draw a parallel between somebody who's not going to be a successful quarterback because the guys he threw to in college were like superstars, you're not going to be able to draw that comparison because you're going to see people that come out of college who had the greatest weapons in the earth and they still come out and blow it out of the water.
Right.
Like
I have one final question to ask you guys, and then Cody,
And then,
you turn. Yeah, you turn the mic around. One of the things I see people say when we get into the master debate between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud is that Young clearly a better athlete.
Yeah, clearly is a strong word.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Number one, right, is more like, yes, is he more athletic? As in, if we went and played basketball, could he drive to the bucket a little faster? Could CJ post you up a little bit better? I would guess so. My question about that athleticism, though, I don't really feel like the athleticism is the advertisement for either of these guys' games. Right. So it's like, the knock on CJ Stroud is he's not athletic enough, or maybe not athletic enough. Actually, I think he's shown he's athletic enough.
More
right.
Than athletic.
Right. He's shown he's athletic, but he's not as athletic as Bryce Young. But is Bryce Young's athleticism truly going to be the centerpiece of his game? No.
Well,
you're not running that motherfucker like Lamar.
Well, here's the thing: they're both more than athletic enough, and this is where the conversation, like, honestly, it gets annoying. And again, I'll reiterate: so much of this is how much you're connected to Twitter. But basically, there are things that Bryce Young does better than CJ Stroud. Let me get it. And let me get that out the way, because everybody is blaming me for. I am. Hold on. Everyone's blaming me for being this super, CJ Stroud fanboy. Anthony's saying I'm disregarding this one fact that clearly says that Bryce is better. Let me say this, and I've said this before: Bryce Young is better under pressure. That Alabama offensive line this year, they did have a lot of guys that were not the type of talents that they were at Alabama in previous years. Well,
why?
Hold on,
because
man.
they lost 2 games.
We have to be fair.
No,
in comparison with other Alabama teams, their offensive line.
Because they didn't have the best offensive line in the fucking league.
Dude, if you look at the pressure rate, he was pressured a lot more than other Alabama quarterbacks were before. Anyway, that's not even the point. His ability to evade pressure from inside the pocket is something that it separates him. That Georgia game for CJ Stroud was a fantastic game, and you're able to say if CJ is able to continue to do that in the NFL, but then you can continue to see why a lot of people love CJ Stroud. Number one, there is more evidence of Bryce Young being more evasive from inside the pocket than CJ Stroud. And that is one area where I do feel that he's better. And he has shown more tape being able to do so. Since Anthony thinks that I'm ignoring him outright, he was 72.2% under pressure. That was CJ Stroud, compared to Bryce Young's 95.2% under pressure. So listen, like you were talking about earlier, Tony, whoever said they had that psychopath frame of mind, that is very true. That is a good trait to Bryce Young that you're going to want in a franchise quarterback, the ability to stay calm and cool under pressure.
Behind the Carolina Panthers offensive line.
But hold up. So
guess
now
what? You're going to play for the Panthers. You will not have a good offensive line.
So now that's not even true anymore. So
Maybe.
now, with that said, and look, that's a clear truth. I believe Bryce does have the better stats in film being under pressure. However, CJ Stroud is a more accurate quarterback down the field, and he has a bigger arm and throws with much better touch, timing, and accuracy on those deep balls down the field. And whenever you mention that fact about CJ Stroud, a lot of the Bryce Young fans, they get their panties up in a bunch, and they eventually think that we're just saying, "Oh, but he's too small. He's not going to be able to be successful
That's
in
the
the
actual.
NFL
It's not that he
because he's
can't
too
be
small."
successful. It's what CK has been saying, guys. It's not that he can't be successful. It's you're picking it's like this. It's like I want to bet on the shorter basketball player. Say we gave you like these guys that would draft a Madden player, and you were betting on. That's the thing. Your excuse, not you. The excuse. We're not saying that he can't be good. It's
Right.
just that ultimately, look, I don't want to hear this shit that Alabama don't got the fucking talent. Shut the fuck up, folks.
Who do you think had better talent, Ohio State or Alabama?
Alabama.
Better,
And you know what?
this year?
And I will say, no, as a team overall, and you know what? I can't really say that with ultimate confidence because I know everybody go, oh, well, they got the best receiver in the world, Marvin Harrison Jr. He's great. He's great. But look, I've watched Alabama and they're fucking. I come from a school, my alum. Nobody's cutting us no favors for not having the best 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? We're over there celebrating Matt Rule coming out of college because he took a 3-star and turned him into a man. I don't want to hear, about the fucking dearth of talent in Alabama. Oh, poor Nick Saban in Alabama. Oh, poor. How many motherfucking national championships have these guys won? Shut the fuck up. I am not going to feel sorry for Alabama for not having talent. Did CJ Stroud have good receivers? Yes. But let's not act like, look, and here to all the buts and the whats and the nuts, if my aunt was my uncle shit, people, I'm telling you, if CJ Stroud would have beat Georgia, which Ohio State's defense lost that game. My whole family's a Georgia alum. My wife's family, Georgia dogs, right? That Miranda was born in Athens. We watched all that shit. And look, Georgia played like shit offensively in the first half. They played terrible. And you thought Stetson Bennett is going to come out and be a bust. And he came out there and made an argument for being one of the greatest college football players of all time because he and that Georgia offense beat Ohio State's defense. CJ Stroud did not get beat by Georgia. Ohio State got beat by Georgia's offense in the second half. So if CJ Stroud wins that game and Ohio State, they go on to fucking mollywop TCU, and we're sitting here not even talking about this. For all y'all people that say, oh, we shouldn't be talking about the Georgia game, it was Bryce Young. If that one little defense would have showed up on one play, God damn it, CJ Stroud, consensus number 1.
I agree.
Well, and listen, man, at the end of the day, we're splitting so many fucking hairs.
No, we're
here,
not.
dude.
No, we're not. It's the most important thing.
But this is what it comes down to, isn't it? Like seriously,
yes.
This is splitting fine hairs. This is what it comes down to, is splitting the fine hairs. We don't have a clear-cut number 1. It is a very thin margin between what these two guys have to offer. So honestly, you're right, Cody. We are splitting fine hairs, but that's what you have to do. We just traded away to get the number 1 pick. We have got to hit on this move. I'm looking through every damn detail there is. I'm crossing every T. I'm dotting every I. I'm splitting every damn hair there is on this issue because I really don't know right now, but I'm not on the inside. But we are. That's what we got to do.
The point that I'm trying to make, and by the way, this is the reason why I've been kind of going crazy on Twitter, and I agree with what Evan Sports Talk says. Right now, it's 1A and 1B. Both of these guys have a ton of traits that you want in a franchise quarterback. If you believe that CJ Stroud's size Bryce Young's size is going to prevent him from being a long-term answer for the Carolina Panthers, there's nothing that I or anyone else can say to make you change your mind. That's how tall and how much Bryce Young weighs. But what I will say is this: it has been proven that you can put a good team around a smaller quarterback and have them be successful.
Like the Browns around Baker.
No, like the fucking New Orleans Saints that dominated the fucking division for
First, we
2
should start
years.
out with San
And
Diego
if
Chargers. That was his second stop.
Cody.
But this
And
is
you're
my
talking
point,
a
though.
fifth
My
round
only
fucking
point
pick.
is that if you put the requisite offensive line and playmaking weapons around the quarterback, I don't see it ultimately being too much of an issue long term. Like I said, you can make an argument for either one of these guys to be the number one quarterback. Like this isn't some, for example, when Trevor
Could you
Lawrence
say
came
that
out,
about this?
when Trevor Lawrence came out, no one was debating, even though there were 3 other quarterbacks that people liked a lot, no one was debating that Trevor Lawrence was the clear number one quarterback in that class. And I'm here to tell you, there is a bigger discussion to be had in this year's class than in comparison to those other years. There is not a clear-cut number one. And that's what the Panthers are going through right now, going through both of their film and figuring out which one is actually going to be the one for them.
Okay, I want to say one thing real quick. I to a certain extent agree with your argument about what you're saying with Drew Brees in New Orleans, but Drew Brees is 2 inches taller than Bryce Young is.
Oh,
okay,
really?
and while I know it's only
Damn.
2 inches,
Y'all pick the
we make a big deal about
he's still taller.
Yeah, we make a big deal about a tenth of a second on a 40. So 2 inches means a lot. If we make a big deal about a tenth of a second on a 40, 2 inches definitely means a lot. I mean, I just
when I know
it's just tough. You're right. Drew Brees is kind of an anomaly. It did work.
It's an anomaly. Yeah. Look at this
It really
picture.
is.
Either way,
I don't want to take its chance on. And let me ask you this, Cody. If not knowing what you know about Drew Brees right now, Drew Brees is coming out of college, not knowing what you know about him,
It was drafted
would you draft him in the top 10? Would you draft him number 1?
I
they
never
didn't.
saw any. I never saw any.
They didn't
bit
exactly.
of
They didn't. He turned out
film
like that.
from-
Drew Brees,
Bro,
same
Drew
kind of manner.
Brees was drafted in the 5th round here.
Yeah.
He was drafted in
So, by the way-
in the 5th round of.
No,
Let
it
me
wasn't.
see.
I think it was like the second round.
Let's see.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm just
the
saying
fifth.
you can't
Like,
teach height. I'm a
No,
short guy, man. I want to be taller.
100%.
My whole
Maybe a
life. You can't
third.
teach
Where
height.
was it?
But
So
this
like,
is a
he
picture.
was the first round. He was the first pick of the 2nd round.
And
Okay.
by the way, this photo is not fake. Everybody is.
This shit's
saying
weird. This
that-
shit's
It is.
weird, bro.
The guy on the right is a 16-year-old sophomore in high school.
It's my
Bro,
son.
that's like
This is
me
my
standing
son.
between them. It really is.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, and Greg, by the way, you're short as fuck.
I know.
no
That's what I'm saying. It's like me standing between them. Yeah.
I tell you
Oh,
this
man.
is that Greg's right about one thing. It's like, oh, you guys are like, oh, it's just like, when we talk about hand size, it's like, oh, it's a quarter. It's just a quarter hand. This and that. My whole life, I thought I was 5'10".
You're 5'9".
Like, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm
yeah.
5'9 3/4, bitch.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
okay.
went to the
Okay.
doctor one
Yeah.
day. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way you really ever know your height is when you get the physical. And I get one every like 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I went and got my physical. And that girl pushed that bar. I felt like she was trying to press me to the center of the earth. You know what I'm saying? When she put that height bar, she would like gravity.
Can you
hit
not
me.
give me an extra, like, just a
I
quarter?
know.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
just
allowed
a
to
little-
round up at a
Just a
certain
little
point, I
bounce,
think.
a little bounce to it. She was like, "Nope, you are 5'9 3/4". And I tell you this, Greg, there's a big difference between 5'9 3/4 and 5'10" in my mind.
Yeah.
I was cooler when I was
5'8", trust me.
5'10".
I'm 5'8". I know.
This
there's
is tiny,
inch
bro.
count. Yeah.
Somebody just explain this. Bryce, young people. Just explain this picture to me.
So the guy on the right is a 16-year-old sophomore in high school, and he's already way bigger. But again, yeah, he's small, dude. And I feel like this is
That's
something
not just
that,
small, bro.
yeah, he's really
What if
small.
I was like, what if
I'm-
you were like,
I
all
feel
right.
like I could take him in a fight. To be honest with you,
Mm.
like I feel like if I sized him up at a bar, I could take that guy.
hey, Bruce Lee was
Yeah.
smaller than him, man.
Yeah.
You never know.
Like,
That's
You never know.
tiny though. It's not about taking.
is.
It's not about me fighting a guy. He would probably also outbowl me in the last round. You know what I'm saying? You telling me he got
Right.
the killer instinct, bro. That's what he's got. This though, it's like I don't hang out with people who are 6'3", 280 pounds all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ran into a former student of mine and he was 6'7". I was like, man, I don't remember you being this motherfucking tall. I guess you were always just sitting down. 6'7" is tall, bro.
hell yeah, it is.
It's fucking incredibly tall.
Michael
That
Jordan
right there, bro. He's gonna be around people that the average height is 6'2".
Hey, I gotta read this, man. P Dubs gave a brilliant $20 love bomb. He says, just give it up for C3 and hit that damn thumbs up. My strong view is that it's Stroud, but I'm not gonna hate Bryce if that's where we go. Right?
Amen.
Fitz,
Yeah.
McCown, and crew are gonna make the right choice. I love that comment,
That's the
man.
point.
And see,
That's the point.
and this is really what it comes down to. Yeah, I, like many other people, and I have it up here on stream, CJ Stroud is the favorite right now to be picked number 1 overall by the Carolina Panthers. That's what most of the mock drafts say. That's what the Vegas odds.
That's what I put $5 on with Monty tonight.
Yeah, that's what the Vegas odds have to say. Right now, it's looking like CJ Stroud is going to be the pick for the Panthers. However, that's why this comment is such a great comment by P Dubs, is because if this staff that we all really like a lot collectively comes to a decision that they like Bryce Young as the best quarterback in this class, dude, I'm not going to flip my lid over him being 5'10" and whatever he ends up weighing. I think that the Carolina Panthers can put an offensive team around him to mitigate the damage that he would otherwise take, put a good set of pass protectors around him, give him weapons, and I really think that he would be okay. That
Go
being
back to
said,
Anthony's podcast.
I like CJ Stroud better, and I feel like there isn't anything that Bryce Young can do that CJ Stroud can't already do or do in time, if that makes sense.
I love this comment right here by Anthony. He said, dude, honestly, I don't care. Nobody is going to change their side no matter what you say.
Agreed.
And
well, here's
but that also goes for Anthony too, dude. Anthony doesn't want to hear anything
what I'm saying,
else that isn't about Bryce.
The reason I started this
quarterback.
podcast, bro, the very reason I started C3 was because that's how I used to think about politics. And it's true. Like his statement is true. The truth. He just put a truth out into the world.
Right.
But you know what the thing is tonight I get to go home or like go to sleep, like loving Anthony, loving y'all, because that's the beauty of this is like it ultimately, I mean, it does matter. Like Greg said, it is actually the fucking entire weight and crux of our franchise, but still just football. And I really believe in this staff, CK. This is the point that I will just finish on. And I saw this tweet that came out that, and I don't know who put it up, Cody. Maybe you remember. You guys, you're on Twitter. You live on Twitter. But that Reich and who's laser eye guy? Fitter.
Scott Fitter.
Reich and Fitter are making this quarterback selection, and Tepper's got their back. So, like, at the end of the day, is like I don't know shit. I mean, I do. Like, I don't know shit. Like, I just think this. I don't like one or other more. I think CJ Stroud is who will be selected, CK. But isn't it nice that Frank Reich and I think they let Fitterer free? This poor guy was fucking chained up and abused. He could have filed a fucking charges on him for what do they do to pet owners? The neglect.
Right.
Matt Rule fucking hit Scott Fitterer. He left him outside, chained up to a tree with no food, and now this motherfucker got food. And he's a great dog.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, if you look at the moves that he's made, it's hard not to be excited about it. You know, and to say that there is something that feels a bit different, right? We've got some big name free agents. Do we have needle movers? I mean, we'll see. I mean, some of these guys are still trying to prove it themselves that they can do it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm excited to just see what these guys are going to be able to come in here and do. But I do want to touch one more thing on that. I know we're trying to move on from the CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Anthony's not wrong, right? Everybody's going to be dug into their ways and who they believe in. But I will say this much in the defense of many of the CJ Stroud loyalists. I don't know that there's been many people who have said that they're a fan of CJ Stroud that they wouldn't be all right with Bryce Young, right? Like, I don't really know that that's happened a lot. I feel like I've seen a lot of Bryce Young fans who are willing to say, I don't want CJ Stroud at all, right?
We got to hold them to it. No, we got to hold all of them to it. If they were like that, they got to be like this. They got to boo that pick.
Well,
I ain't booing the number one pick. I'm going to be like this. I'm buying that jersey, bitch. We are buying. I'm buying that jersey the moment we draft that person.
Aren't we all going to be that excited? Like, it's not going to even. This is such a moot point. All of this stuff that we're upset about or concerned about. Like, it doesn't even matter. We're going to be, buying whoever's jersey we see. We're going to be rooting for them. Mm-hmm. Our ticket prices are going to continue to go up because of these guys coming into Carolina. So
just because these rich ass motherfuckers, dude.
Can we talk about that?
Real quick. This is a show by fans for fans, and the people that listen to this show are likely PSL owners. Not everybody. I mean, but look, what happened here? The Panthers, all of a sudden, you know what? Inflation hit everything. Eggs are crazy. My life is so expensive. You're a fucking debt collector, CK.
Right.
You know that inflation is fucking with people, and clearly it's fucking with David Tepper raising ticket prices again every year.
And the justification right now is that they traded up for the number one pick, and that is why.
No, I don't want to hear that. The salary cap is based on a revenue given to them in a check at the beginning of the year from the NFL. That is not coming out of the owner's pocket.
He's right.
I do not want to hear about. Yeah, I do not want to hear about trading for the number one pick and salaries and
you should have done it 3 years ago when inflation was left.
But to be fair, this isn't about. It's not a matter of the cost of trading up. That's not what he's talking about.
Right.
He's talking about the fact that more people are going to want to come to see the Carolina Panthers. So the Panthers tickets are going to cost more.
He's talking about
you should be able to drop the price then and still make more money if more people play.
CK, he's talking about the opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't about a loss. 2023 wasn't a good year for the Carolina Panthers, but I'm trying to make 2024 a better one for myself. Get started on your resolutions with Factor so you're ready for the new year. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including keto options, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Skip that overpriced takeout trap. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious than takeout. Get chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals delivered right to your door, and they're ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes, which means more time for you. Head to factormeals.com/C350 and use the promo code C350 to get 50% off. That's code C350 at factormeals.com/C350 to get 50% off. It's about the opportunity to make money on the buzz.
My concern with this is, since David Tepper has taken ownership of this franchise, I believe he's raised prices 3 times. I think this is the 3rd time that he's
every
raised
year.
prices.
I think it's like every year,
and with no reason, no justification. It's not like we had a great season last year and we're all of a sudden in a better spot, right? Like, you don't raise the prices with the idea that the Panthers are going to be really good this year, right? You would raise the prices next year because the Panthers were really good last year, right?
Agreed.
That's
Or
how
what if
this
you?
works.
I gave you terrible sex for 6 weeks, and I gave you a hint of good sex, and I was like, and you were like, and then I was like, that's going to cost you double if you're, you know what I mean? Like that's like we endured, we overpaid for the last 5 years.
But like,
You
also,
can't
what
be
do
like,
people
oh,
expect though? Like, a billionaire's gonna go up on prices when the excitement is higher than it ever has been.
no, you're
Like,
right.
yeah, it's not what we want, but no, dude, no shit. Like, this is literally what
Are
billionaires
they
are gonna
pricing
do.
themselves out?
It's never gonna stop. By the way, again, I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but it wasn't some crazy hike either. It wasn't like
No, it was
$40
$6 per ticket. But think about
Yeah.
this. Nah, but think about this. This is how price hikes work. First of all, is that they slow kill you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's only 7%. It's only 7%.
Streaming
That's what
services.
I said when
Streaming
I signed
services.
up for Hulu Live TV or YouTube TV, and every cord cutter said, hey, we're freeing up our fucking finances. Well, guess what? We're just fucking consolidating the wealth into another different group of hands. And then guess what YouTube Live is now, or YouTube TV is, what Hulu Live? It's $75 fucking dollars. It's the same price that my cable was.
Right.
Yep.
You know,
They
and
got
so
to
here's the
pay for
thing.
that
Yep.
NFL Sunday
No,
ticket.
I don't want to hear. I don't. No, that's fine. Like I understand business realities, but don't boo-hoo me, bitches, about your wealth. You know, and I do feel like, and maybe that's why they're billion. Actually, I won't say maybe. That's why they're billionaires. They get the most juice from the squeeze.
Yeah,
And
man.
I would be
also,
like, oh, we could sell that shirt, like whatever. Remember when they had the Ron Rivera shirts? Like Ron Rivera would come out and wear the T-shirt that they printed each week. Do you remember that?
yeah,
Like it was a new thing.
I have one of them.
Right. You know that they bought a bazillion of those, right? They could have sold those at $19.99 and still made 100% profit. Right?
Yeah, I mean, look,
That's the point. It's not the point that inflation is going up. It's the fact that they were already fucking juicing the squeeze so much. And my final point on this, guys, is it's a question, are they pricing themselves out of real fans going to the game? I know a guy through Twitter that I have argued with. He's a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. He talks shit to me. He loves the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not Jacksonville. He's a Tampa Bay fan. Excuse me. He loves the Tampa Bay Lightning. I like the Hurricanes. I like the Panthers. We've been talking shit for 7 years. JC Del Torre is his name. He's a pretty cool, he's one of us. He likes comic books like y'all. He likes y'all's cartoons and shit. But we are like opposite spirit animals. Fucking hate his sports. But you know what he said the other day? He put up on Twitter. He said, man, I'm sorry. After 13 years of owning season tickets, I can't afford them anymore. And people are going to call me jumping off the bandwagon because we saw, he's like, no, I just literally can't afford these club level
anymore. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different question because then you're talking about the economy.
Yes, no, but it's a banking
you're
city,
talking about
Cody.
A lot
you
of
have to
different
talk
things.
about it.
But here's the deal. Knowing the excitement that's going to be around the number 1 overall pick, being in Carolina, having the new quarterback, having the new coaching staff, everything feels brand new right now for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, to be honest, I do not think that they're going to have a hard time filling out the stadium. And to be honest, if we're looking further down the road, look for David Tepper to, as soon as he can, ask Charlotte to pitch in the funds to start to build them a new stadium.
It's happening at the end of this year.
This is going to happen. And
right
if
away.
you think that these price hikes are coming at you fast,
no.
Wait until you see how fast it takes David Tepper to decide,
It's
hey, you
going to
know
be
what?
the end of this season.
I need a new stadium.
I bet money if we win more than 7 games this year, Stadium Talk we're there.
Now,
We need to host the Super Bowl.
Don't we kind of have to? Yeah, we want to host the Super Bowl, right?
Fuck all this, man. No, I'm tired of feeling bad. Not feeling bad, but boohoo, billionaire. Cody, you said, I know they're not going to have trouble filling out the seats. You know they're not going to have trouble because they got PSLs, bitch. They're sold out. It don't matter if a 0 person goes to that game. Not a single body could go to Panthers Stadium. You could have a game there where there was no fans, but every fucking ticket was actually paid for.
You can when you go to those games and you see so many empty seats or whatnot, they're still making. We sold out for the 10th straight year, and
they've never not sold out. I don't think Carolina, and this actually, rest in peace, Jerry Richardson. You want to talk about old gangster of real capitalism? The PSL, I think, was like one of his inventions. I think the Panthers were really one of the first teams in the history of any sport that said you bought the license to the seat. So then it required you to buy season tickets every year. I'm pretty sure, and that's the whole point.
But do you remember,
Cody, when we go to the game and there's nobody there? So who gives a fuck if it's rocking? That's why I'm saying, are you pricing out people from actually going and partying and making the stadium rocking? And that's why they have always said that Charlotte, a little banky. Not a little banky. They're banking it's Atlanta, Charlotte, and New York, the banking centers of half of America. But we know it's a little sanitary there. You go to, it's not like the Chiefs Stadium. And I'm not saying that the whole point is that the PSLs calm shit down. But bro, at some point, how expensive is it to go see the actual team you love?
Right. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of an issue I have. That's kind of an issue I have with NFL quarterbacks and players right now. Like, we're getting to the point where, I feel bad for Lamar Jackson for not getting as much money as he possibly can. But then when I look at what he's turning down, the $34 million a year, $43 million a year guaranteed because he can't make 50. And I'm thinking about it, and they don't realize, there's always the argument of billionaires versus millionaires. Fans always side with the billionaires, the owners. They have salary, but they have a salary cap. They can only do so much. If it was
they don't like the guarantee, Greg.
They don't like the guarantee about the salary because cap. It screws they don't like the franchise in the future. That's why they don't.
No, because the billionaires don't get to billionaire. They just become half billionaires.
Tony. If you guarantee somebody $500 million,
you gotta talk about this, Lamar,
or you pay them something else, it does not matter about what you're doing. There's a salary cap. Okay, what the billionaires make has nothing to do with the salary cap they pay the players.
Yes, it does. It actually has everything to do with it. It actually dictates.
The salary cap is based on the revenue brought in from the NFL divided by 32 teams.
So it
has nothing to do with the
literally is created. It is literally created by the guys who are benefiting the most from it.
Okay,
so yes, it's so you're saying this the salary. Yes, it's a percentage. So guess what? If you're saying this, they're saying this. They're going to give these players this much, and it went up 8%. You're like, oh yay, 8% for y'all. Guess what? That means the owners of the other 60% also went 8. So they not only have a bigger stake, but they went up 8%. So yes, they
can't make money too.
Yeah, they
the salary cap goes up. They can't make money as well.
Making more money than anybody, bro. That's the whole goddamn point.
Why they're the owners.
But that's also why they still don't want to pay. That's also why they don't want to pay the guaranteed money.
That's the fucking reason.
This guaranteed money. Yeah, guaranteed money contract that somebody like Lamar is asking for. Dude, this is why the NFL owners. The NFL owners will avoid having to pay all of the big money. Dude, yeah, exactly.
They make the most money, and we feel the most sorry for them.
Ways to make sure
what?
They are having to pay as little as possible.
At the same time, Tony, we're feeling sorry for somebody who just turned down $43 million a year.
No.
Like seriously, how bad is this?
Look,
Where do we
I'm
draw
telling
the
you,
line?
these
Like-
look, I'm not endorsing. Let's talk about Lamar right away.
Let's do it.
It's time.
Yeah.
We are 1 hour into this show and we have only hit one topic.
The C3
great-
Financial Podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we have to talk about Lamar. Think about this, guys.
Do we have
Just
to?
yeah, no. I believe this is a reality. It's a real story. As I put this up on CarolinaCatChronicles.com, please help me keep the website going. All you gotta do is go read. Actually, I don't even give a fuck if you read. Just click the article and at least open it up.
Here, let's
And
go
if
out
you-
of order. Hey, give a shout out to our boy D's.
There you go.
Look at this. Look at this. The most thoughtful. He's the thoughtful poster.
Dude, shout out
Last
to
week he
D's ill
did this.
skills, man.
I know. Last week, guess what he did, Cody? He did the comparison, and I think
Bryce
it's very
decision.
valid
Yeah.
for like the great college player and the upside player going into a draft. Right. He called it the Reich pick. Go back and read that. But he sent me this, and look, and for someone that I'm gotta be the biggest Shaq hater. I'm in the Shaq hater group because I was so all in on Shaq. Like I thought he was my Isaiah Simmons, Cody. He was my Isaiah Simmons, where I thought he was right. But he wrote this story. He said, what makes a player great? Is it being the greatest player on the field? Is it doing the right? Because we could say this: the greatest player on the field was Julius Peppers and Cam Newton, right? But we also know that there are other names in the pantheon and the legends, right? Legendary status comes from the keep pounding motto. It comes from, remember Thomas Davis playing the Super Bowl, his fucking arm looked like a goddamn Frankenstein.
Yep.
Right. Greatness comes in different forms. And he wrote this really neat perspective, this narrative about Shaq Thompson's greatness coming in endurance from imagine coming in your first season. You play with Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis, and you go 15-1. And then you lose in the Super Bowl. And then, God damn it, you get stuck with Matt Rule, no fools, no quarterback. And now you're kind of like, and you're playing your best football, and potentially you might see a light at the end of the tunnel. I really like this. And he took a pay cut. Great story by Dees.
Yeah, great story by D's. That's at CarolinaCatChronicles.com. All right, y'all want to talk about Lamar, so y'all.
We have to. Why?
I've already, dude. I don't give a fuck. I have said everything, dude, because I don't give a shit. Like Lamar Jackson, to me, in my opinion, probably isn't even going to play next year.
Right.
I can see him. I can see him go. I can see him. I can see him going into next season, still not getting a deal.
Stupidest thing I ever heard.
Dude, he needs an agent, man. I'm telling you, he needs an agent. When you're trying to negotiate for the most guaranteed quarterback money of all time, yeah, dude, you need an agent. In my mind, he would have already had a contract if he had one. Like apparently, there's all these other teams that he could go to, like the Colts and the Patriots. Oh, and then the Falcons would be in on this. Dude, I really don't care. I agree with Kristen Delane. It kind of seems like it's a problem that Lamar Jackson inflicted upon himself. And in my opinion, like part of the reason why he still hasn't signed yet is he's 1-3 in the playoffs, and he has a very, very low completion percentage doing so. So whatever, man. Dude, I'm tired of hearing about Lamar.
CK.
You shut up. Nobody wants Lamar Jackson.
CK, he wanted to trade.
And if he's with the Falcons, I'm not scared of his fucking ass either. Not a little bit. I look forward to crushing his soft ass if he dares come to the NFC South. How about that?
There is one reason why Lamar Jackson hasn't been signed yet, and it is totally about precedence. It is totally about the fact that they signed Deshaun Watson that deal, and the entire league owners pissed off at him. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I get people being pissed off about that, but if you were in their position, you'd feel the same way. And that's what I'm saying about this salary cap. You guys don't realize the salary cap goes up by how much money the NFL makes every year. Okay.
Right.
So when you pay players more, max out that salary cap, the NFL has to make more money that year. Otherwise, the salary cap doesn't continue to go up to pay these players these inflated.
It's gone up
salaries.
every year, Greg.
Exactly. That's because, and guess what else has gone
Because
up
the
every year?
owners are making
Guess
all the
what else has
goddamn
gone
money.
up every year? Every year, player salaries have gone up. Okay, every single year, and the higher they go,
Not the
the
same.
more it's going to cost me and you to go to games and pay for hot dogs and pay for beers. That's who pays the price of these tickets, these salaries.
No,
It's
the
me and you.
higher the
Yes, it is.
owners'
We pay the
revenues
price
go
of
up.
these.
Don't
Dude,
look
we
at their
pay the price of
salaries.
this.
Look at the owners' revenues. It's the
What-
owners. They're
why is the
making
owner not
more
allowed to
than the players.
Hey,
Because they own the team, of course. If I own the company, I want to make more than any employee too.
Tony, why
Yes.
does Lamar get a pass for being tone deaf? That Deshaun only got that contract
No,
because the Browns pissed off Baker Mayfield, and they had no other options
no.
but to
that's
give
not
Deshaun all the
revisionist
guaranteed money.
history.
No, it isn't. That's literally
Yes, it
the
is.
only reason Deshaun got
Yeah.
that kind of money.
It's
The only
revisionist
reason.
history. CK, go ahead. I know you want in on it.
Hey, listen, and
He's
Tony,
lying.
I hate to tell you, man, but like the Lamar Jackson thing is not one that makes him look like he's the good guy in this case. Now that
I
might
didn't say he
be-
was a good guy.
no. Hang on. What I mean by that is like it's right now. Lamar Jackson is asking for. Again, we don't know exactly what he's
trade.
asking for.
That's
Well,
what he's asking for, a trade.
Well, he's asking for a trade, but right now he's not going to get that trade, right? Because
No.
the way that
You mean like Aaron Rodgers?
the way that he doesn't have the same leverage like Aaron Rodgers does. Aaron Rodgers he renegotiated his deal with the idea that he could basically force his way out of Green Bay this year, and that's basically what has happened, right? Lamar Jackson's situation is a little bit more difficult because what he's doing is again, this is from what we understand as to what he's asking for based on what he even said in his own tweet saying about what they offered him. He wants basically more money than what Deshaun Watson did, right? Well, the problem is when you look at what happened with Deshaun Watson, what happened with Kyler Murray, you're starting to use examples of why you should get paid that were horrible for the team. Like none of those teams were better off because they gave those guaranteed contracts, right? So you can't, in reality, you cannot say, because of Deshaun Watson's contract that I should get this money too, because the teams are looking at what the example was, and that is that these guys that did get the payment from the team did not perform well, and their team is not better off. So if you're going to use as an example, you've got to use the fact that didn't work for the team that actually did that. So that's where I think that his precedent is honestly a problem. You cannot base an outlier.
We've said that always, CK, about every contract in the history of the world, right? Is that like Aaron Rodgers at one point wanted to negotiate into his contract that every time someone became the highest paid quarterback, he got an opportunity to negotiate his contract, right? Like that has always been part of the debate is players who got the most recent contract reset the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the real story to me at this point is the owners have so locked arms and almost admirably as billionaires against the worst franchise in history, the Browns.
Nobody.
No, they've locked arms against this. What I'm saying is this, and it's not collusion against a player. It's collusion against players forcing fully guaranteed contracts.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think that it's no collusion.
I will tell you right now. This is why. Cody, 1 year ago on this show, who just told us we shouldn't have done all that, said he was willing to trade our entire draft for Deshaun Watson.
Oh my God! Why we keep doing this, dude? He's not.
But you know what I'm saying? No. My
better
whole point is this:
the fucking football.
you could get Lamar Jackson right now. You could get an NFL. What this is, and I'm not trying to shit on the take, Cody. I'm not trying to say, oh, you were wrong on this, but you said this, and many of us said this. We do not typically have the opportunity to land a franchise quarterback in their prime, right? Like that's what we said. That's what we said about the Browns.
Who's
No, the
always
Browns.
hurt?
No, the Browns. I'm talking. No, as Lamar has been just as has
Hurt
been more
a lot.
successful.
Hurt
Shut the fuck
a
up.
lot,
If
a
you
lot,
games in the
a
last
lot.
2
shut the
years.
fuck up, he has
It
been
does
more
nothing in the
successful.
playoffs.
My whole
It
point
won
is
an
this:
MVP one time.
why is
and which
not
was-
one team in the NFL interested in Lamar?
It's
And
collusion. It's 100% collusion.
Why?
Like I said,
why
it's
do
a
they not
precedent.
just? If you are the Colts, you have to trade for Lamar. If you are, why are the Jets not interested in this? You know what? Lamar's going to be a goddamn New England Patriot, and they're going to go and fuck up everybody.
People are forgetting.
Maybe
Good.
People are forgetting the way that Lamar goes to another team, right? Your thought process right now is that Lamar is going to be you trade for him.
Like he is.
No. Listen to what I'm trying to say here. Your assumption is that Lamar is going to get traded for. Let's just say we had the ability to trade for him with our number 1 overall pick, right? Well, it's not that case. You have to trade 2 first-round draft picks, and you have to pay him the most guaranteed contract, while assuming that he's going to a team that is going to be in a bit of a rebuild. So now you're making a lot of different commitments to a guy. You're getting away some of the most important pieces that you would need to be able to build around a guy like Lamar Jackson. He's going to go to a place that has no weapons potentially because
you're
they're going to have
making an argument for him to not come to Carolina. You're not making an argument for him to not go to Miami, to go to the Jets.
Yes,
all these people that think they're. Why not?
Because they don't have a first-round pick this year.
He could go to Denver. He could go to Detroit.
No, he couldn't go to Denver. They don't have a first-round pick this year.
Somebody. They got Miami's.
They don't.
I know. I'm pretty sure. Didn't they get Miami? I know everybody.
There's
they
only,
traded away.
there's only a couple of teams that are in the running for Lamar.
No, everybody's in the running for Lamar right now. His price has gone down.
Yeah, I mean it has, but
not according to Lamar. Not according to Lamar. Lamar wants all the
he has
money.
to sign the tender first, though.
I do not, dude. Listen, I right now I'm picking Bryce Young over Lamar Jackson.
I agree. No. Oh, I'm picking number 1 quarterback. We'll end this conversation with one question to all 3 of you. If we had not traded out of 9, if we were sitting where we were, a month ago, at 9, would you, with this free agency, we put together this? No, we got a little bit. We got some weapons. Y'all are telling me we're putting together a team that supports an rookie quarterback. If that team is good enough to support a rookie quarterback, my question to you guys is this: if we're sitting at 9, would you trade the 9 this year and next year's first, which actually is cheaper than what we traded for the number 1 overall for Lamar? Would you do it? Who wants to go first? Who wants to put CK, you have been animated. Tell me why you wouldn't do it.
Why I wouldn't trade for him for Lamar?
9? No, all we got to do is give that we get Lamar, and we got to give up next year's first.
And this year, the ninth this year, and the next year's.
Yeah,
first.
well, that's it. Well, we got Lamar though,
and we would have to pay a contract that's bigger than any contract, and we would probably have to get rid of a lot of
8%.
By larger, way more than that.
Oh my god!
By way more than that. Tony, he's been there. He's gone through his entire rookie contract, right? And he has been the MVP one time, which is a big accomplishment. I'm not taking that away from him. But when you look at the overall success of that franchise, it hasn't gotten them where they needed to go, right? You don't, and this is why this is such a tough thing to do. It's really hard to build a team around a quarterback that, especially if he's going to be trading, if a team is trading for him, he's most likely going to a situation that isn't great for a new quarterback.
You mean like Aaron Rodgers would be, like Russell Wilson was?
Russell Wilson, a prime example.
How about this? How about Matt Stafford then? He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl, but he wasn't paid the most rich contract on the face of the planet either.
Yeah, dude, I'm so done with the whole Lamar thing, man. He was never going to be a
I
Panther.
think this is that it's wild that you are so quick to be done with it, which I'm in your camp, guys. Like, I'm happy now that like we are where we are. We traded to number 1. We missed, like, but if we were at 9, this is not, it could be almost legitimately and arguably cheaper to get Lamar. I know you guys are insane by the money, but what? You guys are giving the Suleiman cap to everybody or whatever the fuck his name is. And we're second most in cap room right now.
Not
you
enough
see
to
that
cover
shit?
that.
Well, no, but like, I mean, think about that. Is like, who is then?
Who is?
And if we're the second, then nobody else can do it either.
So here's where you run into the issue with Lamar Jackson, right? It's number 1, he's coming off of a knee injury, and one of the most important.
He's not.
He is.
Ankle,
Tony,
wasn't
that's
knee?
why he was out for the playoffs, was a knee injury. Okay,
he was out in the playoffs because he didn't want to injure himself.
No, he was.
He was hurt the year before. He's been hurt a lot, dude. A lot.
Oh, wow.
A lot. Look,
so we shouldn't have drafted again. All right, no.
I'm so tired of talking about Lamar. I give no more shits.
We barely talked about Lamar and B. Let's go. I don't want to talk about him.
To be any conversation related to the Panthers. Two orders of business. If I can find them. We got a couple super chats from blah blah blah. If I can find them, David Screws says, just my opinion, but Richardson should be over Bryce.
Oh,
damn.
God. Now you want to take this podcast into the crazy realm of argument.
Wow.
Anthony Picarello says, I'm drafting Stroud or Young in C3 Dynasty League. Oh, shit. He might turn our Stroud love against us. And then the White Chocolate Espresso says, the franchise tag is the most un-American thing in sports. You complete your contract and want to go somewhere else for more money, but you can't. Sounding like a true socialist out here, White Chocolate. No, I'm playing. I mean, I don't know, man. Dude, the NFL, it's never going to be fair, but people are going to make millions of dollars. So at the end of the day, people don't really care too much.
I feel bad for these guys who are only making $43 million next year.
I feel bad about these motherfuckers who are out here on the streets just begging for likes, begging for subscribers.
Like us?
Like ready to passive aggressively shame you into supporting this shit that makes like no dollars, but thank you for any dollars. C3 Superfans, $1.99 a month. Shame these bitches, Cody.
CK, we have a bunch of freaks in the chat, and they've been waiting, hearing us going back and forth with Tony about Lamar and Bryce and CJ. Dude, they're like, would you sons of bitches just shame us already? So we're done making them wait, CK. Do your thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I have one thing to say to all you absolute freaks who've come in here to try to learn about what the Carolina Panthers are going to be doing in the draft. I know you guys have heard me switch this up. Let's switch it back. I had auto-tune on there for a minute, which would have been cool if I sang, but I didn't. But anyway, you've come in here to hear us talk about the Carolina Panthers, to hear us talk about somebody who's not even a Carolina Panther, and Lamar Jackson, who we shouldn't trade for or sign for any benefit of $240 million or whatever it would cost. But you've come in here to C3 to see what we had to say about it, but you haven't hit that like button yet. Well, I have one thing to say to all you absolute freaks. Subscriber shame.
250 people watching, 91 thumbs up. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. We're here year round. We're putting out some film sessions for all of our super fans. If you would like to hit that join button for $1.99 a month, we're going to be putting out a bunch of Bryce Young and CJ Stroud film rooms, where we look at 3 games from both of these players and evaluate them, man. Look at the things they do well. Look at the things they need to work on. So consider joining and becoming a super fan. Tony, you ready to do some cat calls, or you got something else you want to throw in before we?
No, the number is 252-228-5098. You can jump into the C3 Panthers podcast like Carolina Panthers guy in the chat said he's been rocking with the C3 Panthers podcast for damn near a decade, homie. Let's get into these calls. We want to hear what your thoughts are. No Lamar talk, clearly. What do you want to master debate over Young and Stroud, or do we want to talk about motherfucking DJ Shark's ankle already got surgery? Fuck. Number 252-228-5098. Take us in.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty. You shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like.
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in the snow? Who's that kid that can use one?
What's up, guys? This is Evan again, calling back in. Evan Sports Talk. You can call me just Evan, obviously. But I just want to call in real quick, and this is before you guys even have really started talking about anything, so I won't be mentioning or like talking about any of that, but you guys don't care about that anyways. But I just want to come in and say I was on Twitter today, and I'm not going to say his name, but I was arguing around with a guy on Twitter today about the Bryce and CJ debate. And if I'm being honest, I'm fine with both, like I say, but I prefer CJ. And one thing that I hate when people do is when they slander CJ, but they say they aren't, and when they underestimate his talent about in certain positions. And personally, I think that he's a tier above Bryce when it comes to passing. You can debate that. Bryce, I'm not slandering on Bryce too either. Some people think you're slandering when you say CJ's better than Bryce at certain things. CJ is underrated athletically. He's a tier ahead of Bryce when it comes to passing accuracy, amazing ball placement, best ball placement in the draft, best accuracy in the draft, best arm talent in the draft. And I just hate it when people slander CJ. And yes, people do slander Bryce. But when I'm debating with certain people on Twitter, I'm not slandering Bryce. I'm just saying what I personally think CJ is better at. And some people don't realize that. And I hate it when people think that their opinion is the only opinion that matters and think their opinion is facts. It's an opinion. It's not a fact. You only have an opinion. You do not have a fact as an opinion. Yes, they're each better than each other at certain things. But I just hate it when people hate on one or the other, mostly Stroud because I'm a Stroud guy, and I don't slander on Bryce. At least I don't intentionally do it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say that it's kind of frustrating. I mean, I just wanted to be draft night already so we can figure out which one we're getting, and I would be fine with both. I feel like Bryce's ceiling is he could be a mini Pat Mahomes, which I would be fine with if that's what happened. And then CJ I would be fine with, especially if he hit his ceiling too, because he would be a Joe Burrow, and he's an underrated running. He's very underrated. Today I've seen a lot of clips of him running the ball in some games in college, and people haven't really seen them as much, and me included. I mean, I didn't really see much of him running until today, and seeing those clips on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, I'm hyped. I'm ready for the draft. I hope it's CJ, but I'm fine.
Oh, he got cut off. I appreciate you, Evan. And listen, I know all of the Twitter threads that he was a part of today. I was a part of them as well. I even know who he was talking about. Yeah, dude, like I feel like there is a large subsection of Bryce Young fans that feel like there isn't even a discussion to be had. Bryce is the hands down quarterback, or hands down the better quarterback. And listen, if you feel that way, fine. I feel like there's a legitimate reason for people to say it the other way as well. So listen, man, at the end of the day, we look at both of these guys and we like them both. Like CK said earlier, no one has, I mean, I can't speak for Greg. I don't feel like any of us have outright said that, even though we prefer CJ, we don't think Bryce is good or can't be good. But I don't know, man. People have dug in their trenches, man, especially in today's world. People just want to fight and debate and go back and forth. And I get it, man. But I think we're in a good spot that we're going to be getting, either one of them.
Yep.
Y'all jump in. I don't know if Tony's back, so y'all jump in on it too.
Yeah, I mean that's something that I've been saying for a while. And the thing that I hate about something like this is I do think that this is just all that's going to happen is people are going to keep receipts. And I can't tell you how much I hate the receipts culture that we have, because like you've basically made it impossible for anybody to be able to, and it goes on every side. Like if you have somebody who actually has, who's got somebody who's used the receipts against them, well, guess what? They probably would have used the receipts against the other person. So it's not like one person is the victim and the other person isn't. They both would have probably done it. But I think that you lead nowhere positively if you are approaching your engagements of, I'm going to screenshot this and show it to you later about this. And that's why it's like, that's why I say, even with my opinion on Bryce Young, I reserve the right to change my mind, because I think that CJ Stroud is the better option right now. But I also think that Bryce Young could be better. I don't think that that's impossible. And I think
it doesn't have to be better, or who do you just think the Panthers will draft?
All right.
I don't have an opinion on who's going to be a better NFL player.
Right.
I just think that Stroud will be the pick for the Carolina Panthers. It's not a referendum.
Yeah. Eric 37 says, as fans, we're allowed to have our excitements and concerns about our next quarterback. Yep. Absolutely. You just have to also respect that somebody else doesn't have to agree with you either. So if you watch Bryce Young's film and you think, oh, dude, his ability under pressure is incredible, we have to have him, he's miniature Pat Mahomes, good, you're entitled to that opinion. However, someone else is entitled to also be terrified about CJ Stroud being 5'10", 190 some pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Greg, we got to make business cards, by the way, for white chocolate espresso. Who's going to the draft, guys?
By the way, he wants me to read his
I'm bringing it up.
His 4-month super chat. You know what? He does this to me on purpose.
Yeah,
fuck it, I'll do it, dude.
He earned it. He deserved it.
Milestone chat. Clemson licks big salty dog nuts.
Hey, no problem with that.
I think that's rude. I think that's
oh, shut up.
That's such a mean thing to say, and you sound like a hater of an inferior South Carolina school from an inferior South Carolina school. So
the show is by fans for fans, and my bastard son's going to the draft. Think about that. We're in a position right now, as we just made the master debate between Young and CJ Stroud. We're also in the position now to be the number 1 D in line. Right? I mean, think about that. Is that this is the time where you're supposed to, we talk about the Panthers not getting respect, right? We talk about no attention. They're the number 1 pick. There needs to be, Kevin is the epitome. He's not the epitome. That's not the right word. He is the fucking pinnacle of Panther fans. Like I hope the Roaring Riot's doing something, man. And I'm not trying to call it. I hope. I need to check in on how, I mean, I love them guys, but like Panther fans show out. Right?
Yeah, man.
Come to the draft party. This is the most exciting.
He said he's got his tickets and everything. He's going to Kansas City for the draft, baby. So we're gonna have our own correspondent in Kansas City at the draft. Oh boy, Kev, don't get too don't get too shit faced, buddy, or do maybe that's
yes. No, he wants to pass out, and this is what I want to do. And Greg, instead of us meeting up later, I'll just tell you my idea. He asked me today, or yesterday, he said, I'm going. I can pass out C3 Panthers podcast business cards.
Okay.
And I think that actually this is the most efficient way of getting your name out. You have gone to a Panthers game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And given away swag, and people were suspicious that you weren't even giving it to them. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I want to give you this sticker. They're like, wait, I don't want to sign up for shit.
Yeah, it was weird.
The business card is the freest thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. It's like, has anybody here been to Vegas?
No.
CK?
I have. Yep.
Have you walked down this strip? And I don't know if they do
it. CK came on the free for all from Vegas one time.
Right, but I don't know if they do it on the strip anymore after post-pandemic. But they used to hang out these little cards and these mugs where they sit out there and they slap them. Like you walk by and it's like for hookers and prizes. Like you're walking down the street and they're just little flyers, right? They're all over the street. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like nothing. It costs them nothing. All I want on the C3 Panthers podcast business card, Greg, is just like name of the podcast, QR, one on one side of iPhone to iTunes and the other side Android or some shit. And then, you know what? Throw it away if you don't like it. It's the easiest form of community. Like, you don't have to say nothing. We don't need nothing from you. We don't got to tell you. Just here, scan it if you want.
Yeah.
And Greg, we definitely have to make those happen. Also, two more things, actually. A super chat from JD864. He says draft Stroud #1, then Drew Sanders at 39. Let's go. And then
tell us about Sanders. Tell us, who is this guy?
He's the middle linebacker from Arkansas, who a lot of people really like his film. They're kind of comparing him to Luke Kuechly even. Also, Anthony Piccarello with the 199 says, Tony, let me write for Cat Chronicles. Love to help.
You know, it's there. CarolinaCatChronicles.com exists only because I refuse to not pay their fee each year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to die. Like, I want to keep it. Like, I'm telling you, this is a website that any of you guys who are listening, who are fans, and all I want this podcast to be is a conversation of us talking shit. Not talking shit like in a bad way, like having a fan conversation. Right. I pay for a website where we could do as much as we want to try to do with it. So yeah, anybody who wants to write, you want to talk. One of my favorite things, Cody, and let's go to the next call. Well, first, email me if you guys want to contact, or just fucking say, hey, I want to write. Yeah, write anything, man. Write a post about how this guy in the chat room is not liking your take on Bryce Young. That's perfect for C3. This shit can be whatever you guys want it to be. CarolinaCatChronicles.com is literally a domain that I pay for, whatever we can do. Let's fucking do it. Let's just have the conversation. He was saying this. He said, I can say whatever I want because I donated, motherfucker. That's what he said.
Promise Panda says he's even down to write some pieces in Spanish.
Do it.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
I'm telling you, it's y'all's fucking canvas. Cody, you know what else is their canvas? The cat calls line. 252-228-5098. Let's go to the next call.
Hey, what's up? Cody, Greg, Bad Daddy,
what's up, Al?
DK, and Professor.
Thank you.
I just want to say that the finale of Last of Us, that was a great show. And plus, Bad Daddy show is fucking great, man. See Crazy with squirrels or whatever it is. Geeks with squirrels or whatever. It's called, man, that's
He's
a
chasing
fucking great
squirrels.
show. I love that show, dude. That's like in my top 3 of my fucking podcasts right now, dude. I fucking love this fucking show. Thanks, CK, and thanks, Greg, and Cody, and of course,
he's one of
Professor.
us. Yep, he's one
and,
of us.
Appreciate you, Al.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Dude, love it. How about that?
I guess.
Call of the night.
Later, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah.
That's
too,
call of the
man.
night.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Call of the night so far. Let's go to the next one. Last week we had the best.
What's up, C3? Tyler here. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Just want to kind of weigh in with my thoughts on Bryce Young versus CJ Stroud. You can't go. I really think you really can't go wrong, right? We're at a really good spot. We're at number 1. I think because we're at number 1, we're all being a little nitpicky with comparing the two. To me, that's 1A, 1B. I definitely have my preference, but I'm not going to get mad if they pick Bryce Young. Like, CJ Stroud is my guy. But I will say that the Bryce Young fanboys, they like have little man syndrome. Like on Twitter, I swear everyone that is a Bryce Young fan gets so defensive. Like, they in the same breath they say, you know, they're both really good. I'll be happy with whatever, but it's clearly Bryce Young. He's clearly the best.
They do.
They're clearly not watching film. They're watching highlights. And
ooh, that's what they would say to you.
I try to respect
that's what he's saying.
everyone's point of view, but
okay, I got you.
I don't know. For me, CJ Stroud, he's a comp of Joe Burrow to me. Yeah, he's great in the pocket. He obviously can move, but he doesn't have to. He won't if he doesn't have to. He has a stronger arm than Bryce Young. That doesn't mean that it's significantly better.
Right.
He has more velocity on the ball. He is more accurate with the ball. Now, Bryce Young is better within the pocket and can be a little bit more creative. You know, I can see where the comparison of him and Patrick Mahomes. But people say, like, oh, the only big difference is size. Well, size is a legit concern.
Yes.
Like, people say that it's not a concern. I don't understand that. He's 5'10", 185. He's going to get hit. If he doesn't have a line to protect him, I think his career is going to be short. That doesn't mean that you don't
even have to think that. It's just a real possibility.
Good, but I don't know. I just think it's CJ Stroud for me. Monty on 4-man rush, I can't stand that guy.
Clapping for that.
I understand, Cody, why you can argue for the guy clueless on some of the comparisons. Today on Twitter, he compared Bryce Young to Drew Brees and then said that as far as his ceiling, and then compared CJ Stroud to Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow. I'm like, isn't Aaron Rodgers better than Drew Brees?
Yes.
And you said that Bryce Young is better than CJ Stroud. It didn't make sense. So I think we can't go wrong either way. I wanted to get CJ Stroud. I really think that's where we're leaning towards. But I want to kind of get your guys' thoughts on it. Hope you're having a good one. Love talking.
Great call.
Appreciate you, man. Keep pounding.
I would prefer if you generated inter-caller beefs than tweeter. Right. Man, like I'm with them. I'm with all of this. I rock with Cody on his QB evaluations. That's what I do. I roll with Cody these days. At the end of the day, it just feels like not these much. I'm not trying to assign something to somebody. If the Carolina Panthers, do you truly believe the Carolina Panthers are going to draft Bryce Young number 1? That's it. I don't care who you think is better or not. What will the Panthers do? And I don't think Bryce Young's the pick right now. That's it.
You know what I've also said too?
I don't have to argue about no shit.
Yeah.
Who fucking does this? Who
you
does
know what
that?
I've also said too, Tony? Like, listening to Josh McCown, looking at how many smart guys that we have in our front office. Why is it so far-fetched to think that our front office might be split as to who they're going right now? Like, how do we know that we don't have a bunch of guys that are in love with one more than the other.
I don't
want
think they're
them
in love
to
with
use...
either. I think they're like us. I think they're all like this. They're having the same exact fucking conversation, and that is Bryce Young had a great gas fucking college career. He looks like a psychopath who fucking has no pressure. He's so nice. I want to fucking take him to my church. I want to take him out and parade him like my little puppy everywhere because he's the smartest, nicest kid, and he's adorable. And then you look at CJ Stroud and you go, man, this motherfucker's awesome too. He's fucking so smart. He's so well spoken. He reads. I don't want to hear none of this pre-snap, post-snap shit. CJ Stroud goes through his fucking progressions better than anybody.
Yeah, but
Or
Tony, don't
just
say,
as well
but, okay.
as anybody. I'm telling you
But
this.
you're
I don't care who's better. I think the Panthers, when they walk up to that podium, Cody, the name is CJ Stroud. We can argue about who you think it should be. That's who I think the name will be.
Dude, all the people who think I just shit on Bryce Young all day, dude, I don't have shit on Tony. Like, Tony's like, I don't want to hear about Alabama being down or about
Exactly.
anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Send them to me,
dude,
bro.
Yeah, I'm going to start sending them your way. I mean, I do think that there are some things that Bryce does better than CJ. However, I don't think he does it so much better than CJ that he couldn't continue to do those things in his career. So, I don't know, man.
I said, put your money where your mouth is, motherfuckers. And right now, I got 5 on it. And 5 is CJ Stroud going number 1. That's just if Bryce Young goes number 1, I will buy his jersey and I will be happy. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. That's it. Let's go to the next call.
Yeah, this is me, T-Dog-93, for calling in again. I just got coming again, so y'all must be talking about them Steelers with this motherfucking goddamn Lamar Jackson shit. Hold on, before I even get started on the Lamar Jackson shit. David Tepper clown ass raising motherfucking ticket prices every year because he fucking been the fucking owner of the motherfucking Panthers. And goddamn million bitches of motherfucking playoffs and this goddamn dumb ass, sorry ass. I'm tired of this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't won a fucking playoff game. Ticket prices again, I don't give a fuck. It's $5, $6 and then one of y'all boys better got in comments talking about the fans got paid for it. Down here in Atlanta, they wanted the place you got there. Like you got niggas nachos, like everything, like they hold everything like $6 in that motherfucker for food. You know what I'm saying? So all that depends on the owner and how that shit got the contract for the food and shit. Definitely just got them a greedy ass motherfucker. You know. But man, until we went to fucking games, you know, then I have personal friends who are PSL owners, and they can't stand Tepper. They ain't like Tepper should be been here. You know, so a lot of shit didn't change. Like a lot of shit fans you get in the mail from Jerry Mitchell shit, like shit for their birthday and shit. You know, but you know they don't get no more shit. That shit over. You really sitting me got them my little rant on Lamar Jackson. You got that Cody for Cody, for all you motherfuckers talking about Lamar Jackson ain't this, he ain't that. Ever seen Lamar Jackson to start for the Ravens? I want to say he's like 45-16. That's a fucking record. 45-16. And without a number 1 receiver. Okay. So he won the MVP 45-16 without a number 1 receiver. Okay. MVP now. Come on, man. What the fuck are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? And then he never said he wanted guaranteed money. But right now, you can't tell me goddamn shit. Kyler Murray better than goddamn. Kyler Murray isn't better than Lamar Jackson. Kirk Cousins.
I agree, but he always hurt, man.
Then they want to give him a fair deal. It'd be like we got Aaron Rodgers got last year. We got the 3-year deal for $150. You know, so they still lowballing him. They give him 3 years for $150 right now. He'll take it. You know, but they got them on some bullshit. Do you know how he does some more bullshit? The man came out and said he wanted to be traded. You know, so he had to get that tomorrow tweet this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for that. The motherfucker got them lying and trying to get them control the narrative all their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? One more thing, everybody talking about you a motherfucker agent. You don't need a motherfucker agent. You know what I'm saying? It was a basketball player back in the day. I want to say Ray Allen. whatever he changed the game. Well, he ain't had no agent. All the only thing he did was hire a lawyer to got them do his contract when he got drafted. So it's not true that you got to have a motherfucking agent. No, you don't. You have you got them top flight motherfuckers.
It must have cut him off. I want to actually respond to C-Dog real quick. No one is saying that Lamar isn't talented. We're saying that if you're going to pay a quarterback the most guaranteed money in the NFL, I don't want him to have the injury history that he does.
Bro,
I feel like it's considerable at this point
right now.
in time.
You can pay him $200 million guaranteed.
And what if he doesn't accept that? And this goes to the second point. This goes to the second point.
We could have him for $175 guaranteed 4 years.
Dude, and this is where I disagree with you.
Win the chip, put it in the bank.
If Lamar, does Lamar Jackson have to have an agent? No, he doesn't have to have one. There are a bunch of players that are making it work right now without an agent.
It is different.
But you want to know? Do you want to know? Do you want to know what the difference is? None of those other players that we're talking about are negotiating quarterback contracts. Like literally, all the intricacies that go into
the most lucrative
there is
contract
no way
in the the sport.
There is no way that just Lamar and his mama are able to actually negotiate the type of contract that he's asking for.
No, I disagree with that.
I know I damn sure couldn't. And I'm a firm believer that if he had an agent, he would have already had the deal at this point.
No,
I want to hear yours, Tony. Go ahead.
All right. So one thing I would point out is that I think it's kind of a straw man argument to make an analogy towards NBA on this one.
I don't think anybody's making an NBA analogy, though.
No, but people are like, oh, players can negotiate their own contracts in the NBA, right? And they have a max contract deal, and everybody gets, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really no negotiating at that point. You're like, I want the max, and you get it. Right, is that Lamar would get the fucking max in the NBA. On the other hand, Cody is right on so many points, is that having the agent and having that force, while you can disassociate yourself, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can distance yourself in certain ways. Having an agent has its benefits. That's why you pay them money in some ways. But it also feeds into the system that benefits the owners. The only way to break the system is revolutionary, and it has to be from an outsider like Lamar, who say he can't have an agent, or else they would have already given in the concessions. That's my point. But my last point is this, is that when it comes to Lamar at this moment, I think that he can now deal. He could take 180 guaranteed, and he comes out still kind of a winner. He has, and actually, this is actually my last point. Is that here is the downfall about being your own agent, is that these talks are often acrimonious, right? Like if I was trying to have a divorce settlement with my wife, regardless of how cool we were about wanting to part ways, we still want to give them a dig. And the point is this, with negotiations between the front office and a player, at least the agent provides a little emotional buffer to the player. And so, you know what? Is the Ravens fucking said, no, bitch. They called him out. They were like, they said something about his mama or something. Well, actually, in this case, they could have literally said something about his mama. But you know what I'm saying? Is in a negotiation with the agent, that's just a fucking give, a push, and a take. It's personal when you're fucking negotiating with individually.
And that's why they don't like that. They don't want to have to say.
But he doesn't
They
want to
don't want
be
to
there
have to
no
say
more.
to the
He
players and
said,
to their
"Fuck
face, "Hey,
Baltimore."
we don't think that you're worth all the guaranteed money that you're asking for." Normally, the
No.
player never has those conversations because it's the agent is the one that's having it. Now
is he
you're
worth
now
more
you're
or less
actually
than Deshaun
ruining.
Watson?
Now you're actually ruining your relationship with the
Nice.
people in the front office.
Well, and
Is
not to
he
mention,
is
not to
he
mention,
more valuable?
agents have.
If Greg is my manager and I'm having him negotiate with you, Tony, on my behalf, and you don't think I'm worth the dollar amount that I'm asking for, but yet you and I still have to see each other every day. You never have to have that conversation with me. You're having that conversation with
Right.
Greg.
No. That's what I'm
my
saying is
point.
it does give you an emotional buffer. Right. Lamar has ultimately had to take these things personally. Right. Which is a bully move. That's what if you say, oh, it's just business. It's just business. That's just another way of saying we don't care about your fucking feelings. I mean, and look, let's be honest. If I said this is like, oh, it's just business. We know humans have real emotions, but I do agree it's a buffer there. It's a true buffer. But let me ask you this, Cody, Mr. I'll trade anything for everybody. Right now,
One of the people worth it.
no, right now, if we are apples to apples, we go in the backyard and you have Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson there. Who do you take? No, that's it. No, there's no money. There's no nothing. Who do you take?
Deshaun.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of with you because I feel like he's just as, if not better, talented. I don't want to say one's better than the other, even though I think Deshaun may have an edge there, but he's more reliable as far as physicality goes.
CK?
Hey, okay, go ahead, CK.
I mean, just heads up, like if we're picking teams, you know what? And I will say this is that two of these motherfuckers picked Deshaun, master debater of
We're
all.
not talking about his off the
Nah.
field antics.
You know what?
You said we're talking about a football player.
No, I
That's
feel
what
like
you
I'm
said.
this.
We're playing
I'm
by
happy.
your rules.
I'm happy you gave me Lamar. You know what? I was worried. I was worried you were going to pick Lamar. We're out there picking teams. And I was like, oh, shit. Cody got first pick, CK. Who would you pick first, Cody? Just be honest. Don't make my feelings. Don't make none of us. Who would you pick straight up in the backyard to play next year?
Me or CK?
I said I meant CK. I'm looking at him.
Dude,
I'm looking at his square. I'm like looking at. I'm like, I wish we were in the same room for this very reason because I was like looking at him.
Some news after CK goes.
No, pick it, CK. Don't.
Honestly, it's 1A, 1B, similar to
Oh,
CJ and
God,
Bryce.
what
I
a
have
pussy.
to. I really don't have a preference between the two. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. No, we have to pick a team. I'm a team captain. You're a team captain. You get first pick. Who the fuck are you picking? I always pick Cam.
Deshaun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wow.
Okay. You're down bad tonight, Tony.
What fucking?
You're down bad tonight.
Okay.
It's simply because of the injury history. That's it.
Yeah.
Deshaun. Okay. I'm not gonna argue about it. Let's go to the next ship.
Do we
Let's
have
keep
to
going.
move on from fucking Lamar?
No, we have not talked about him very much. We talked about the mask.
So, two things, dude. Hold on. Shout out to Orange Jelly Ninja, who gifted 5 super fans.
This is the best gift.
5 super fan subscriptions in the chat. Orange Jelly Ninja, you're the man, dude. You know we love you, brother. Appreciate you. We appreciate everybody at C3 Nation. And by the way, we've been saying this, man. C3, we roll like a gang now.
Oh,
bro.
This is awesome. This is the coolest thing in my whole life.
I mentioned it to a couple people. I'm like, hey, man, if you want to put C3 in your username on Twitter or on YouTube, wherever you want, bro, feel free, man. You are C3 Panther Nation. So that, dude, Chad started doing it. Anthony started doing it. Panther Pickle started doing it. These little skills is doing it.
Tell the
C3
listeners how they can look what this is. Just tell them how they can make Tony cry.
Oh, listen, Tony has been building this fan community forever, wanting people to feel like they're a part of it. If you love some C3, hey man, go in your username and put that C3, baby, because you are a member of the Carolina Cat Chronicles. That's what it stands for. So we appreciate y'all, man. C3 worldwide, dude. We are worldwide.
It's so dope,
dude.
bro.
We have fans in London. We have fans in Canada. We have fans in Germany. Dude,
I sent you a message. And first, I didn't know Cody had been doing again. Cody and his cult. Cody is like one of those what do they call it? Where those like guys that's like not a savant. What are they? Like a guru. Cody is a Panther guru, bro. I'm telling you, you got a cult. It's awesome. So one day I sent a message, and you guys, I mean, everybody's busy, right? You guys, we're all working. We all got shit going on. Cody's fucking building a cult in the background. I sent this message, and it wasn't a message. It was a screenshot. I was like, and I circled it, and then I was like, this motherfucker had C3. I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever in a minute I've seen. And Cody gives me just basic. No, I mean, it didn't. I don't need more from you, Cody. It was just like, I got you, homie. I'm creating this gang in the background. It might be the coolest fucking thing. It's like the dopest shit.
C3 Army, bro. We roll deep out here.
Gang.
You know what I mean?
I think Anthony Picarello said it. He's like, you made me part of your gang. I was like, yep. Blood in, blood out.
Yeah, that's
C3,
what it is,
baby. Let's go to the
C3,
next.
baby. Let's get it.
Let's go to the next call.
Hey, man, this is Dog 1983, man.
He came back for more.
Hey, just let me know. One of y'all can goddamn send me a cash up or whatever. Let me know what I need to do. Man, yeah, Lamar Jackson.
You're good.
He cannot be injured and got them go 45 or 16 since he got them best starting. You know, so you put Lamar Jackson on the fucking Jets right now, they better. Yeah, it is fucking collusion. So how the fuck we got that Jets going Aaron Rodgers over goddamn Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson fucking younger? The fuck, Aaron Rodgers ain't nothing but fucking diva. Ain't been since he won the fucking Super Bowl. Ain't saying the fucking decline. And he been talking about retirement for the last fucking 5 years. But man, all this shit talking about Lamar got them been injured. He ain't been injured, man. The only reason that motherfucker ain't last year is he ain't got no goddamn contract. Why you gonna go out there and get goddamn fucked up? He ain't got no goddamn guaranteed money. Y'all niggas dumb as fuck. You know, I'm sorry, so I ain't gonna say that. But y'all just not no good business, man. I'm gonna just man, y'all
C-Dog's the fucking man, dude.
Yeah. You got no 45 and 16 to keep that started. Man, come on.
Raw emotion.
You got that Baker Mayfield on another team. You got that $10 on another goddamn team. Come on, man. What are you talking about, man? Some of this man ain't looking money, man. Come on, y'all boys tripping, man. Tripping. The folks should get them right now. A lot of teams should get them. Shit, we should fucking get them. The fuck? Got the Lamar Jackson right now better than got them CJ, got that Stroud. What the fuck are you talking about?
This is a legitimate. This is my point.
That is a legitimate point. Yeah.
You got these some top flight goddamn lawyers. You got them the contract down. They gotta have that look for the agent. You know what I'm saying? But man, they all do this shit with goddamn black quarterbacks too. Now I hate to goddamn get on this shit, but always got them black quarterbacks. A lot of these goddamn white boys,
pull up that
white quarterbacks, be sorry. You know what I'm saying? But all these goddamn black people got the goddamn bullshit. So that doesn't Deshaun Watson last year with the goddamn Browns. But besides that, come on, man. Like, what are we really talking about, man? This man ain't been in no trouble or nothing. You don't want to pay this man? Come on, man. Deshaun Watson got guaranteed money for all that bullshit he had going on, man. But anyways, man, everybody have a goddamn great night. Keep counting. If you done like that for y'all.
Appreciate you, Steve.
Man.
He is a boss, bro. That's a boss caller. Look, if you listen to the show, you know C-Dog is first our dude. He rocks with the C3, but always brings in a position that has. At first, you want to say, "Oh, it's like, he's very balanced there." You know what I'm saying? Like he'll come back, like he does the scales at the end of the day. And I think he is putting the scales on us, guys. I'm telling you, I asked you earlier if we would have not traded from the 9, we would have all been in here saying Lamar. Well, if we were at 9 right now and there were 4 teams
Speak
ahead
for
of us,
yourself, man. We would
Lamar
not
or
all
AR.
be in.
yeah,
all
we
be
would
in.
Lamar
be
or AR.
rocking with that. No, you
No,
know
no,
you would.
I
You
would.
would. If
No,
we're
the
all right,
fuck
so
I
you're
wouldn't.
saying this. So you're trying to tell me if another team traded into the top 3, right? Because we traded into the top 1. Right. I mean, we trade, but you're trying to tell me if another team like the Falcons, say, I don't pick whoever, say the Colts moved up, say whoever moved up, and we're sitting here at 9, and we got the choice between Will Levis and Lamar. You're not fucking. I'm ready to rock, bro. I said my ideal situation was Lamar Jackson just a month and a half ago on this podcast. We cannot act like this is just a regular thing, Cody. He's not just a regular player out there.
I mean,
He's
listen,
not just a regular player. And if you want to say that his number will ruin your salary cap, fine. But you better not pay anybody. I'm telling you, we could get him for, all right, just say 1 year, like 190. We will give you 4. You cannot tell me. We almost, if you give us fucking Lamar right now, the only problem we have now, in my mind, is that we can't trade for Lamar because we are number 1. We traded too much. We could have had Lamar for fucking nothing. And we could have won with this roster.
We wouldn't have known that, though.
Yes, we would. We would win. If we had Lamar Jackson right now, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders, and this offensive line, and Hayden Hurst, you're trying to tell me we ain't winning the motherfucking NFC South?
Okay, but I mean,
we win. We fucking dog fuck. We curb stomp.
Replace Jackson with CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. Do you feel the same way? We're still winning the NFC South? Because if so,
you know
then
what,
we're still in a winning situation.
What it changes me about is this. The only reason, look, I don't think we made the wrong move. I'm just saying we made our move. That's it. So once we traded into number 1, we're there. We're here where we got to be. We're out of the Lamar. But if we had not traded to number 1 and given up that shit, and I'm not saying that we made a bad move. I'm ready. I'm ready to pick CJ Stroud. I'm ready to pick Bryce Young. You tell me the name. I don't give a fuck who it is. But if we were sitting where we were at 3 weeks ago, and you try to tell me Lamar 2 fucking firsts and just pay him what he's worth, give me that shit, bro. Give me that. That's why he's going to be a New England Patriot.
Even before we traded up, I expressed the hesitancy of trying to go after him because it was going to cost too much. I mean, like
it doesn't.
It does. It costs entirely too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think it costs
so
much.
too.
Why? You just paid Daniel Jones $38 fucking million.
You're still not hearing one of the main criticisms.
You said it was okay with Deshaun Watson, bro. Then you should
we're not talking about.
You need to say that
Lamar
Deshaun Watson trade was bad.
Lamar was far more injury prone than Deshaun ever was.
Then you have to say that Deshaun Watson trade was bad. They gave 3 firsts, bro. They gave 3 firsts.
It was a bad trade. I'll say it.
Yeah,
I'll say it was a bad trade.
I'll accept that.
I'll give you that. I'll say that was a bad trade. But here's the thing, Tony. If you sign a player like that, here's what Cleveland's going to have in the next few years. They have to hit on every draft pick they get because they can't afford to sign anybody else. We just signed a 30 and a 33-year-old wide receiver, right? No, Detroit's not 30. I'm thinking about Hopkins. But we just signed a 33-year-old wide receiver. We're going to have to replace players soon in the next few years. Right. And if we don't have the draft capital or the salary cap to do that, then this is all for nothing. It's all for a couple of years of glory if we achieve that. When you want to build for a franchise, man, you've got to start with a cheap quarterback. It's the only way to go. Look at the Jets right now.
Agreed.
The Jets might be good next year, but what if Aaron Rodgers retires next year? What if he falls off a cliff the year after that? They're done. They're going to be just like the Tampa Bay Bucks were. They were good for a year, then okay for a year after that. Then they won a really weak division the year after that and got their ass whooped in the playoffs. I mean, that's I would much rather be in a position of drafting a rookie quarterback and building from the ground up than trying to start with somebody who's proven and paying that money right away.
Do you think that just makes
crippling your
you feel
franchise.
safer?
It does.
I just feel
safer.
like
Yes.
that is a safer, like, it's not that it's the right move. It just makes us emotionally safer.
It's extremely safer.
Because you know what I'm saying? I'm with you. Like, I want
to.
to, I'm like all in on where we're at.
Yeah.
But it does take guts to get after it, bro.
You can get mad at me all you want. Even if we were at number 9,
pussy.
I would not want Lamar Jackson.
You're a pussy. How do you be the biggest dick
No,
in
you
this
fall in
podcast
love
for
with
5
Ryan.
years?
You fall in love with Lamar Jackson, who is such dog shit in the playoffs.
What
dude.
a pussy.
And is
you
always
have been.
hurt.
You have
He's
been
not worth
jacking
it.
off Deshaun Watson.
I'm entitled to believe that it's
Okay.
not worth
Okay.
the money that he's asking for.
Wow.
And that opinion's not going to change, man.
That's
I
fine.
like Lamar as a player. I'm not paying him all that
That's
fucking cash.
incredible.
I'm not doing it.
You wanted to trade.
It's incredible. I'll give you that.
You wanted to trade everything for nobody. Deshaun Watson looked like trash last year. The number's 252-228-5098. Karen, I understand that my ass is a talker over. But I will not remind everybody. It's like, thank you for the feedback. Comment, like, subscribe. If we were all in the same room, I would have already punched Cody in the face.
And you would have hurt, and you would have hurt your little baby hands on my big ass fucking head. No, you don't go on me until I'm ready. I just muted you, bitch. You would have broken your hand on my big ass fucking forehead and say some shit. Now I unmuted you. Now
You muted a blind person.
Oh, he can wait just a second.
No.
Hey,
what?
hear no evil, see no evil.
Can he not see the future?
Hey guys, it's the girl that makes cow, aka Joey the Blind Panther. And I want to talk about Lamar Jackson.
Oh God!
Now,
perfect.
He's asking for. He's a bum.
Next,
I'm not saying he's bad.
Shut.
When you look at him as like just a quarterback.
No, hold on.
He's a pretty good quarterback. I mean, he ought to switch to play fullback.
Pretty good quarterback.
I don't know if he's big enough to play fullback because I know Cam is, but dude ought to play something in the like tight end or something like that.
No,
ought to be a Taysom Hill.
No,
because he don't have much left in the tank.
No offense. Look, Joey.
I would have played your call, Joey. I would have let it go.
You would not.
I would have let it go, Joey. I would have let it go.
Panther.
Tony, I think that you're taking everybody as saying they don't want Lamar Jackson as saying that he's garbage, and don't want you to think that's what I'm saying because he's not. He's phenomenal, and you're right.
And why
2 weeks ago I might have
a job then?
Well, because like I said, I think the NFL
why the Jets not trade for him
now? Because the NFL owners are trying to set
real collusion.
I'm not disagreeing with you with that. Like I agree with you, and like I said, I think Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback. I just don't want him on the team now with the number one pick that we have.
I don't like
2 weeks ago with the number 9 pick. I would have considered something like that and thought about it might have been a good idea. I think I brought it up way before we even started talking about this. Somebody told me about that. A customer, I think, had told me about that before any of this ever started. Like the idea of it, but. I don't want you to think that I hate Lamar Jackson because I don't want him. Because I still think he's
qualifying, Greg. You're just qualifying shit.
Yeah.
Look. Karen, I'm gonna talk over Greg here in a second. Cam Newton, baby, my love.
Minority.
No, my love of my life, Cam Newton, my boy. He's a Commanders fan. Greg, I went to sports trivia. And he was like, oh, like, what are we going to talk about this week? We're talking about all this shit. I said, well, Cam threw at Auburn camp. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be back in the league, this and that. He said this. If he was good enough to be in the league, he would be in the league.
I can kind of agree with that.
Right? I did not agree with him. I argued with him for the next hour and a half about the shit.
Of course
but, right. But no, it's like if you're gonna truly say that shit, you know, and like literally say that shit, then you have to apply that shit.
Meaning what? What do you mean when you say that you have to apply it?
What we've been talking about the whole goddamn time.
Apply, but what do you mean in reference to what?
Deshaun Watson versus Lamar.
Yeah,
Lamar has proven
passer.
Lamar has proven he is a top fucking tier quarterback.
I want to compare
Then
Lamar.
You want to come out and say that Cam Newton.
contract.
You want to say Cam Newton comes out, and I love Cam Newton. I got his back forever. Right. But you want to come out here and tell me, oh, I'm top 32. Lamar is top 10 and he can't get a goddamn job. And I'm not saying that it's unfairness to the world. What I'm saying is this: the most bizarre shit I've ever seen in the world is some thirsty ass motherfucking teams for a quarterback have passed on the opportunity. The Browns are the most dysfunctional franchise in the history of sports.
Right. And the Ravens said we don't want to do that shit.
No. And they went after a motherfucking dude that jerks off on your face. And you're trying to tell me that there's other teams in this league right now who need a quarterback and they just won't give a first and $10 million more on the salary cap?
It's the guaranteed money.
Stupid.
They don't want to pay guaranteed money. And the thing that you continue to disregard is that the Browns did not want to give Deshaun all that guaranteed money. No, they didn't. No, they didn't, Tony. They pissed off Baker Mayfield when there were rumors that they were going to trade for Deshaun. And Baker said, all right, fuck y'all. I want to be traded. And then came to Carolina.
Wow.
The Browns had no other options but to secure their quarterback position and offer him all the guaranteed money in the world. The Browns did not want to give him that contract. And now the Baltimore Ravens, their division rival, they're saying, yeah, we're not doing the same dumb shit that dumpster fire up in Cleveland did. Yeah, we're not doing that. So,
yeah, I mean, Tony, here's the part that I'll put out there too. You forget that we already turned down a contract like that when Deshaun Watson wanted to come here. Like
You're telling me to forget that, but Cody wanted to pay that, homie.
But we didn't. And no, I didn't. I never said give him the most guaranteed money in the world. That never came out of my mouth. I just said that I wanted Deshaun the player because as a player, he is a good player. And by the way, Deshaun at his highest heights, in my opinion, is a better player than Lamar Jackson.
And Tony,
whatever. I'm entitled to that opinion.
To back up Cody on that opinion right there. I'm looking at the stats of both of them right now, both 5 years in the NFL. Deshaun Watson has 60 games, has 15,641 yards. Lamar Jackson has 12,000.
Look up wins, bitch.
Lamar Jackson has 101 touchdowns.
I came out hard. I came out of the game.
Lamar Jackson has 101
look at wins. I didn't really mean that, Greg. I mean like that. I said, look up wins, bitch.
Well, no, but let's never drop the truth on you right now.
I'm telling you, man.
No.
Deshaun Watson is better in every other stat than Lamar Jackson is.
That's fine.
Every stat.
Y'all like Lamar Jackson. You like Deshaun Watson better than Lamar Jackson. I like Lamar Jackson better than Deshaun Watson. You said everybody can have their opinion.
Yeah, you're gonna love it when he's a Falcon, won't you? Because if that's the in my opinion,
you're gonna be hating it when he's a Falcon.
Nah, we're gonna smack it. Dude, we're gonna smack that fucking team. If they have Lamar, not. He's no Mike Vick, dude.
Look at this little baby.
He's
you know what?
No Mike
You don't
Vick,
remember
dude.
Mike Vick, motherfucker.
You're just mad because
and
you're
Mike Vick gives me fucking terror.
You're the
nightmare.
He don't remember. You don't remember Mike Vick. Okay.
I don't remember Mike Vick.
Bro, I am the only person, arguably, in the entire world that likes Mike Vick more after the dog shit than before.
Man. Dude, I just don't.
Once they said this, they said, oh, he electrocuted dogs. He got to go to jail and he ain't going to be in the NFC South anymore. I was like, motherfucker, love it. Love it. This motherfucker slayed ECU. We had to fucking draft people to literally deal with him. I think Thomas Davis was drafted.
Yeah, that's why they drafted
specific. No, Mike Vick was a fucking menace to my life.
All I'm
So
saying
if
is
Lamar
that if
Jackson
you
goes
love
to
Lamar
Atlanta,
so much,
no, I think Lamar Jackson in Atlanta. I'm fucking petrified, bro. I'm petrified.
well, not me.
And not
He's
because
nowhere
I'm
near
not
the player
scared of my
Cam
team.
Newton
I'm
was.
not like ready to back my team, but God, motherfucker.
All right, I've decided we're fucking done with this conversation, dude. That's
Okay.
right. Let's talk
You
about.
don't remember Mike Vick. That's
Frank
the problem.
Wright.
He don't
I
remember him.
remember Mike Vick more than you do, dummy. Now let's go to Frank Wright being at the owners' meeting, not being pictured in the full photos.
What is this about?
I don't know. Y'all tell me.
I love this. First of all, I want to give a shout out to on the block 01 Ryan, not Reynolds, because he put this up and I immediately went and wrote a story for CarolinaCatChronicles.com because I felt like, oh, this headline will hit. Reich, not at. I think he's out there grinding the tape is what fucking Matt Rule would tell us. He's working. He's working too hard to be in the picture, CK.
Oh, I agree. I think this has nothing to do with Reich not being invited. I think this has everything to do with that he's been in that picture for the past few years, and right now his only priority is getting this team built in a appropriate way. It is odd that the picture was taken and he's still there a day later interviewing, but it could be that, like you said, he was out there doing some things, or he was at back in Charlotte, or maybe meeting with other potential draft candidates. Who knows? But
he's too busy. He was there clearly, right?
This is a big off season. So the idea of taking that much time off to go do this, I could see why he might have stayed stayed in a working type of a situation.
Is that what it is? All right, I wish we could. Can we blow it up? At Salesman does these, like, he gives these narratives for what these guys are going through. So when he hit him, who's the guy that's the head coach for the Giants?
Dabo,
and he's like, oh, when this dad didn't want to put the sunscreen on his head, and he's got a son, like, he's looking at all these guys. One of the best ones they put out this is Sean Payton beside Sean McVay was like a father that was I guess not excommunicated, like distant, like abandoned his family, but returned in the later years and trying to be prideful about their son. I mean, at Salesman is given these fucking storylines. I almost put my picture up to him and said, do me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's my story? Like, this shit is incredible. Where is Frank Reich here, though?
They say that Mike Vrabel wasn't there for the pictures either.
Okay,
So,
there was
I don't know.
3 of
Maybe
them
they
that were
just
missing.
missed
No,
it
there
for-
was 3 of them that were missing. There are 29 people in this picture.
I mean, I don't know. Should we
Who
read
was the
into
other
it?
2?
Like,
No,
I just think they
I'm
were
not saying
missing.
it's just fun. I mean, what the fuck else are we supposed to talk about?
No, I'm just saying, like, to me, this is the type of thing where, because we've been talking about how the media has it in for the Panthers,
right?
And maybe the fact that your coach isn't in this photo is like an indication of your status in the league, right? If you're the Panthers,
I thought it was more that they're
it's
working
whatever.
hard at them.
If it's the Titans, whatever. I kind of saw that floating around too. But
We are the Titans. You just said Mike Vrabel, and we are the same. Both of us are missing.
But that's
that.
my point. They're saying like all the coaches
Titans.
of
We are them.
lesser known type of teams are the ones that are missing. So
I don't care that we're missing. I almost want to say this is Frank Reich's out there grinding the tape. He ain't got time for this goddamn
That's
picture.
what I choose to believe.
That's what I think. It's just odd. Hey, let's go to Anthony's call.
What's up, C3? It's Anthony from Charlotte. Just wanted to call in here to say what's up. I mean, nothing much going on right now in Panthers Nation. Just wanted to call in and, just say that Twitter is so toxic. I am so done with this quarterback debate. Like, it is crazy.
Welcome to Twitter,
it's not
bro.
wrong.
You
Yeah, the internet is. Yeah.
You gotta
Cody
just
Lack, you're my boy, but you have to stop with this whole Bryce Young and Matt Corral are comparable prospects. If that's the case, then Matt Corral should have been considered for the #1 pick last year. I'm sick of that shit. And some of the points that I'm actually making on Twitter make sense. So stop ignoring them and respond to what I'm saying. But yeah, you all know that it's all love and I'm just joking around. But for real, this quarterback conversation is so freaking annoying. I wish I had a time machine to go to the draft. But anyways, Anthony from Charlotte, me know y'all thoughts on what's going on right now and keep motherfucking pounding.
Welcome.
Jordan, we're gonna have to tell Anthony, bro. We're gonna have to tell Anthony because listen, one, you've already misunderstood me. I have said that CJ Stroud physically is a comparable talent to Bryce Young, and I stand by that shit. Matt Corral has a bigger arm.
Argument.
He has a bigger arm. He's taller. He weighs more, and he's faster, and he had more rushing touchdowns, and he had comparable numbers to Bryce playing their final year in the SEC. So is Matt Corral ever going to get his chance? No, and I know that, and everybody knows that. But if you're just talking about physical ceiling and physical potential, Matt Corral can do those types of things. Now, is Bryce further along processing, being in a more NFL type of system?
I mean, won
yeah,
the Heisman,
absolutely. And he won a Heisman. No one's saying that. But physically, Matt Corral does have a bigger arm. He is faster, and he has an incredibly fast throwing motion. That does put him in that category for me. And I know a lot of other people that felt the same. Then hold on, I gotta keep on my rant. Number two, then he says that I'm not listening to the stat that Bryce is so much better under pressure than CJ Stroud. One, CJ Stroud still has a 72 point something. And two, just because one has a better QBR under pressure, that means that player is automatically the best quarterback in the draft. Like, that's just one stat. That's not how you evaluate quarterbacks. You look at their entire potential, their entire ceiling, and you project them into
their
the NFL.
future. And their future.
But that's what I'm saying. No one had
look
any,
at just the
no
now.
One, right. No one had any reason to think that Justin Herbert was going to be a better NFL quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa.
Or the two quarterbacks in the draft before him or after.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that was Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. And Tua Tagovailoa was the much better college football player from the stats. Yeah, I remember that. So, but I was able to look at Justin Herbert and say, this guy has far more NFL potential to his body, to his whole thing. So that was my whole point with Matt Corral. That was my whole point with evaluating their upside. You can't nitpick stats when one stat says something that benefits your argument.
I will pick it. I'll nitpick that stat if you're going to tell me that Bryce Young is heading. Actually, he can't be head and shoulders ahead of CJ Stroud. He's literally head and shoulders below
him.
CJ Stroud. Yeah, I'll see myself out. You can't talk about this is that the athleticism of that player out trumps this player because Matt Corral is more athletic than both of those motherfuckers in a theory. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we were gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna, like, so it's like, oh, well, you can't be about CJ Stroud because he's less. Look, if Bryce Young was taller, he's so much more athletic. Well, you know what? He's not that much more athletic than Matt Corral. Honestly, come on, let's put just straight athleticism. Like, if that's the thing that we're measuring, then we can't. And that's what you're trying to say is we got to take in 27,000 factors.
The whole picture.
All right.
And you know, evaluate accordingly. I know Matt's never
And
going
you
to
know
get
what?
his chance.
Is that Matt Corral may never get his chance, but Bryce Young will always be fighting against the understated narrative.
Yeah.
And that's just a reality. If he's the number 2 pick, if he's the number 1 pick, his entire life will be the conversation until he overcomes it. Like, man, like if he wins 3 Super Bowls, then he'd be like, oh, he's fucking, his size don't mean nothing. But his entire career and life will be intertwined into defeating, overcoming. And I think that's kind of why we root for him, right? Isn't that why you root for people?
Yeah, and Chris Sims made a good point the other day. He was like, every hit that Bryce Young takes, it looks even worse because of his size.
It's like just beating up a child.
Yeah, because he flies a little bit further when he gets hit. His body, because he doesn't have the weight, he gets jostled around a little bit more. People have been making this point. People are going to be saying their prayers every Sunday. Dude, Bryce Young is going to make people more religious than ever before because everyone's going to be praying that one of these hits doesn't completely break him in half.
I don't like to hear that as I pray for Cam my entire life.
You want to say
Cam got the opposite effect. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, oh, he's so big you can't hurt him.
Were you gonna say something, Greg?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Let's talk about this. Hayden Hurst.
No, not Eric Ebron.
I know, but Hayden Hurst was our free agent pickup.
Oh, okay.
Right? We went out. We said this. The Carolina Panthers have not had a passing threat or a receiving threat, should I say, at tight end. We needed it. We got Ian Thomas. We got Tommy Tremble. Nobody's. You guys come on here and tell me I got to draft a fucking tight end early. Nobody wants a tight end early. We go out and get Hayden Hurst. He's a 3 down, 4 down type tight end. And then we look to Twitter. And you want to talk about a guy who needs an agent, Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron got no agent. He's on Twitter been begging to come to every team. He's been begging to be a Panther for the last 3 years. Eric Ebron wants to be a Carolina Panther.
I love the tweet. Eric Ebron really might just show up at training camp begging for an invite.
It's so good. This is the best tweet ever. Not ever, but it's a great tweet.
It really is, man. I'm
just showing up like us. Like we need press credential. Like what if we just, you know what? That's what C3 is going to do. We're going to show up with our gang.
Yeah, there you go.
Our gang.
I'm telling you, man.
With the
but
C3.
like, I mean, I don't know. To me, this doesn't. Listen, originally I wanted
16 touchdowns with Frank Reich in his first year. 16.
I wanted him to be on the team just because he wanted to be on so bad. So but now
16, Cody. 16. Think about that number. He had more touchdowns in one season with Phillip Rivers and Frank Reich than DJ Moore had his entire career in Carolina.
He really had
one
16
season
touchdowns.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's either
and the next
13
season
or
he just fell off the cliff after that is the problem.
Well, but they had Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole team fell off. So yeah, right. But he had 750 yards. Look up the touchdowns.
How about this? How about this? I don't know how much we're willing to pay.
I'll look it up.
I don't know how much we're willing to pay, but I would much prefer Eric Ebron than Ian Thomas.
Yeah, I
don't even care about him. I'm just saying.
No, but if we're talking about him, we're talking about the value that he would add to the Carolina Panthers. So at this point, we have 3 tight ends on the roster right now with Hayden Hurst, Tommy Tremble, and Ian Thomas. To me, I just don't know how many tight ends we intend to carry. But Ian Thomas took a pay cut to stay here, man. I don't know if this is what we're gonna do.
13.
But that being said, I would love to have him.
13 receiving touchdowns.
Still pretty
in
damn good. I'll take that.
2018, and I know that's a long time ago, right? That's 5 years ago, but he was a rookie that was drafted, like Cody tells us, should be this first round fucking tight end who's gonna fucking kill it. I'm telling you,
talking about
you always want us to pick a fucking tight end so early. Look, he went to Detroit. His first few years, he went 248 receiving yards, 537 in Detroit. He did get 711 receiving yards in 2016 with 1 touchdown. When he went to Frank Reich and the Indianapolis Colts, please say Frank Reich was a coach in 2018. Actually, what if he wasn't? What if Frank Reich wasn't? He had 750 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns. He did take a dip, like you said, CK. He had listen to this shit. This is crazy. He had 375 yards the following year, but he still had 3 touchdowns. In Pittsburgh, he had 5 touchdowns last year. This motherfucker has more touchdowns than y'all's golden boy, DJ Moore. And he has a connection to Frank Reich. And he's sitting here been begging. He was begging us before Frank Reich came here.
So what do you want to do, Tony? You want to offer him a deal?
Yeah, minimum. Like we do for anybody. Pick it. Yeah.
Like I said, I would prefer Eric Ebron. I would prefer Eric Ebron to Ian Thomas. Yeah, I've said that.
Yeah, or Chuba Hubbard.
Now you're just trying to start fights.
Nah, but true. I mean, is he over the hill? Those years are far.
You looked up how old he is?
He was drafted in 2014, so I don't know.
So he was probably 21. He's probably like 27.
He is
2014 was almost 10 years ago, buddy.
Holy shit. Think about this. He was born in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's 30.
33.
That's nothing.
No, he's 30. I was born 1990. So if he was born 1993, he was 3 years younger than me. I mean, yeah, like I said, I would like to have him, but
I mean, think about that. Like, why is he not up in this joint? All right, let's go. All right, talk about this real quick, and then we'll go to the next goal.
So the
hats. I love the hat, bro.
Yeah,
I love a guy.
Yeah, these are probably the first draft hats that we have come out with in years that I'm actually considering copying one. And dude, I don't even wear hats.
The first? Oh yeah, dude, no. Last year's was good, I think.
Nah, I feel like in the past couple of years, they've been really uninspired. Dude, I would rock that hat fucking anytime.
This is a good one.
I might
old
cop
school right
one,
there.
Dude.
That looks like the original, like one of the old school hats with the new logo on it.
Yeah, like the only thing you would talk junk about this hat, right? I mean, the only thing you would talk is like if we click on the picture. Not on the picture. Oh, I just changed it, but I didn't mean to. If you zoomed in on him, it's the woolly material. Like, and it's not that that's a problem. I have one of the coolest pair of Air Forces I ever bought was this like recycled. It was like made of recycled material. You know what I'm saying? So every pair was a little different. So the woolly material by itself is not a problem. But it is kind of raised. Look, I would say this. I give this hat a 7.5 easy 8. I'm buying this hat, no doubt. And I'm not buying the gray one. Joe Riolano, my brother from another mother, my best friend, said he bought the gray one. I said, we are the perfect yin and yang. Give me that blue joint. My only question about the draft hat, because all of them have to wear that style. Right. I mean, like it's across the entire NFL that nifty rocks this style. This looks cool for us because we have a long name, Panthers. If you're the Chiefs, or the Jets? Does the logo take up the entire letters? Is my only question. I'm buying this hat. No
I haven't
doubt.
seen any of the other
We're
ones.
giving away.
This.
I'm gonna give away. We're giving away. How about pick a number between 1 and 3?
2.
Greg.
2.
5.
Yeah.
We're giving away 3.
And you said 5.
No, I'm just kidding. I was hoping you were gonna say like 87. We're buying 3 hats for the live draft party on this.
Love that.
3? You want to up it? No, don't.
I mean, there's 4 of us, so buy. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say
4.
buy 7 hats, and then we can give away 3.
Well, give us a super fan. What I'm saying is this: we're gonna give. We have not only we're the longest running Panthers podcast that will talk you into the dirt, but it's our 11th season, our 10th live draft party. Think about that, guys. We're gonna be hanging out, watching the draft. And this will be ultimately the most important Panthers draft in our lifetime, other than Cam Newton's. You know what I'm saying? There's only one other draft that is a subjectively or objectively, should I say, as valuable as this one.
Yeah.
And this is our 10th live party, bro. Whose jersey is it? We're going to give away. All right. Let's go to the next call. Fuck y'all.
What's going on, C3 Nation? It's your boy JMC hitting y'all up. I see a lot of people talking about the whole, Panthers changing uniforms, Panthers new uniforms. I see a lot of people been posting up how the uniforms should look, and I see some ugly uniforms that people have been posting up on Twitter. And
I like those.
I don't mind if they change you. First of all, I like the uniforms they got, but if they are planning on changing uniforms, I think I sent this one on Twitter under J Tisdale 5 to Cat Chronicles.
Yeah, we
Twitter.
got you up on screen, bro.
I believe these are the
Is this the one?
The one the one I posted. I believe these should be it.
How cool.
If they plan on doing it.
We got you.
I think these the best looking ones that I've seen on Twitter.
Right. Which one?
I know somebody posted up mimicking North Carolina
Probably the
State
far left of the
jerseys, and I thought them things looked ridiculous and stuff like that. So if they go new unis, man, I hope it looks good. It really doesn't need to look like some arena football.
Look, they all got Bryce
or
Young
some
legs.
NFL Europe type
legs.
looking unis.
They all look
Nobody
like
want
some
that.
Bryce Young legs.
That's all I got to say.
Look at that. Did we find a hint into what the Carolina Panthers are actually, who they will be drafting? Look at those little chicken Bryce legs that they are putting in this terrible jersey. I will tell you this, Cody, I felt like you had a come to Jesus moment on this show.
I went on Twitter. Listen, I've actually been a big proponent of updating our uniforms for the past couple of years. Like, this conversation comes up once or twice every year, and I've always been in favor of it. I mean, maybe more. My entire point is I believe that it is possible that a team can update and modernize their uniform while still have it looking good and still make it look kind of nice. Well, the part of what sparked this discussion is because right now all Panthers jerseys and Arizona Cardinals jerseys are all discounted on NFL Shop. Normally, when that happens, that indicates that there is a uniform change.
They're dated.
That could be coming. But before he was traded, DJ Moore went on his Twitter and he hinted about matte white helmets. So, and he put the little emoji eyes, like the big eyes, like, whoa, what are they talking? So everybody was speculating about it. And dude, then I saw some of the people posting their mock-ups about, like, how they should look and the different. Dude, there are far more ways to get this shit wrong than there are to get it right, dude.
This was the
And
smartest thing this little kid told me.
I
don't
did
mean to
have
say
a
it like
come
that.
to Jesus because it was like, man, dude, right
This
now,
was your mea culpa to Twitter.
dude, even
you
if we
mea
felt
culpa
like,
this.
even if we felt like the uniforms could be better, no one hates our uniforms. Our uniforms are still incredible. You know, our uniforms are awesome, and they are iconic to the Carolina Panthers.
Just
But,
change the goddamn helmet, bitches.
dude, yeah, if it ended up being, so I'm trying to find one of the ones
They're
that
bad.
was
The
just
one, you put that one up with the number. That was terrible.
Put the one up I put in the Four Horsemen chat. I just put one up there a second.
I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show.
And then this is what's awesome is about the people that
Look
usually
how
guilt
ugly this
us.
trash is, dude.
Look.
What
garbage?
What are you talking about, dude?
Straight to the XFL.
Yeah, that's
we went straight to
absolutely-
the XFL. Here we are, AAF right now. We're in it.
That is, and dude, imagine if the Panthers changed to that. You would be embarrassed.
How about this, motherfuckers?
motherfuckers?
Is I am not a graphic designer, or any of those things, but pull that and just imagine the reverse of that picture would have been cooler. Like, do everything opposite of what you did, and it would be a better uniform.
So
all we wanted is this from the Carolina Panthers. We don't need it to be more edgy or nothing. We just need black with the highlights of our grill.
I like
and you know
that.
what?
I don't mind that. That looks pretty
I like
good.
that.
Yeah.
So far out of all of them that I've seen, this
I
one
want us
is
to have
my this
silver
one.
in this joint. Okay,
Why,
no, you're
why
right.
you want silver?
I feel like silver is part of the Panthers colors. Like, I do feel like it's black. We can't tell this teal. It's not blue. It's not teal. Whatever the Carolina blue is.
Process blue.
Yeah, a
Blue.
process.
That's what it's called.
I think that we have always had a little silver edge to it. So I don't want it to be the highlight of this. What I would do is I would put a little outline of silver on, maybe the stripe, or I don't like, what is like, make the fucking face mask or something, just a little pop to it. This is not terrible, Cody, but you know what? I'm not ready to change my affiliation. We were fought over that logo at the center of this fucking field.
Yeah,
I will fight against that jersey combo.
Okay.
This is
It's not
this
that cool.
This is
It's
the
not
one
as
that
cool
Greg
as
said.
I like that. I mean, the
Why
blues.
do you like
the
it?
blues a
The
little
white?
off. It's okay. I don't necessarily like the white, but I'm
Okay.
saying you take that combo, that style with the colors we have. There's some gray, black,
Okay.
and blue in there.
See,
I
What do you
think it's
think?
good. It's
I
simple.
don't like the pure black stripes on the shoulders.
Okay.
I don't like the font for the letters and the big blue stripe down the middle. I don't. To me, this feels like
I never wanted.
This
I
feels
never
like an
wanted us to
XFL
change.
jersey.
Yeah, go to the last one. That's even more XFL. Go back. This is what I want. Go back. Is I never wanted a crazy remock. What I just wanted was the non-silver helmet with the black on black.
Yeah, it doesn't need much adjusting.
Like, if you showed us our black uniforms that we wore on Monday night when we beat Tom Brady, and if you just gave us the black helmet, that's it. That's all I need. That's the adjustment I need.
You want me to try and find some more? There was a bunch of people.
Yeah, find some more. I'll put in the next goal. I'm mad at everybody.
Okay, this is
Especially
I'm
you.
thinking, guys. I didn't realize there was a max limit on it.
Wait,
So
how
I
do
just
you
wanted
not
to finish
realize
off
there's
my
a
thing
max
that I
limit? What is this,
previously
your
just did, and I took
podcast?
up the entire time for, which I didn't realize I would do. But I just want to say, keep pounding. Thanks for having me on the show. Kind of.
Oh, we didn't even listen to his call. Did we listen to his call?
Yeah, that's Evan.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
that is you, right, Evan? Oh, hang on. No, hold on. Don't play the call yet, because he
Wow.
because he sent in a super chat. Evan Sports Talk says that's an interesting tweet I saw from Stephen Holder today. I think you guys should check
Was
it
he
out
the
about who
Attorney
you might
General?
be picking. Who, Evan?
No, Stephen Holder. Who was the Attorney General under
Eric Holder?
Was Eric? Okay.
Yeah. And then David Screws with the $2 says, "Get to my cat call. It's important." All right, hit them calls, Tony.
Well, give us your last 4 digits. I'll bump you up. That's actually this. Give me your 4 digits. You want to super chat it? I will bump your call up. I'm just going through them randomly on my phone and arguing with.
Hey,
Cody.
it's White Chocolate Espresso. Yeah, man, I'm sick and tired of the debate of the quarterback. Fuck that. It's boring. It's dull. I got a better question. What are we going to do with that second pick, 39? My pick is Jack Campbell.
Cody's going to have you pick a fucking Demir Bird.
I would hop on that in a hot second. That would be my pick at number 2. What's y'all's? And,
All right. Thank you, brother. How about this? My bastard son said he wants to know what you're going to do. We didn't give up the 60 when we traded. This was a good part of the trade. We didn't trade away our best second round pick, right? So we have, what did he say the number was? 30, what?
39, I think.
Are you really picking Demir Bird at 39 with Zay Flowers? Cody Lack, I mean, seriously.
Don't
I mean,
act
I know
like you know shit
I know
about
you can
Zay
have
Flowers.
a draft crush, but are you truly picking somebody who is under 5'10" and we can't? Is that who you're picking? Zay
Steve
Flowers?
Smith was under 5'10".
We didn't draft him at fucking 39.
Yeah, but you probably should have.
Okay.
We know that now.
I judge the
I gotta
players.
play.
I judge the players by what they do on film, and Zay Flowers to me was super strong. He separates at the point of attack, and that dude can run his ass off, man. Super fast. That guy has outside
Sounds like
wide
Demir
receiver
Bird, man.
potential. But dude, you don't like no one, because if it was Zay Jones,
Do
you
you
don't
truly
like him.
believe you're
Terrace
trying?
Marshall Jr. You don't like him, dude. You have to put speed, man. Speed kills. Zay Flowers has it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to take another big time weapon, but I'll say this: I don't think we're going receiver at 39. Now that we signed DJ Chark, I think we're going defensive end, or I think we're going. I don't know, probably somewhere along the defensive. Yeah. Maybe linebacker. No, I'm down with that. Dude, Jack Campbell, the inside linebacker from Iowa. The rumors are he's been training with Luke Kuechly. That Luke Kuechly has been kind of helping him out a little bit during this draft process. So that would be incredible if that were to happen. But yeah, I'm down for that. I don't think it'll be a receiver.
Let me finish my stupid ass. Nah, he ain't my son.
Yeah, I'm going to the draft. I'll probably end up leaving after we make our pick. Unless there's like a trade or something, but I doubt it. So I'll probably leave there.
Wow.
And go to the casino. Yeah, the casino there. I hopefully want to get there early so I can go to the casino. And I'm going to place a bet. I don't know what the odds are, but I'm placing it. The odds that Carolina Panthers.
Right now it's plus
don't draft the Clemson player
to win the NFC South.
I'm betting on those odds. But that's my thought. What we do at number 39. Peace.
All right.
Hey,
if we pick that little ass receiver at 39, I will be happy, but it's not gonna be dominant. That's not a dominant pick.
Dude, any pick you're gonna find a way to complain about. I feel like so. Whatever, man. We're gonna let Scott Fitterer do his job. I think he's I like what Fitterer has done. What he's continued to do. I'm trusting him in this draft. I wanted to ask y'all real quick. Did y'all like any of these? So this white one right here got a lot of people talking. I will say this. I do like the 3 individual stripes on the shoulders with the Nike logo and the Panther right below it. I even like that white helmet. To me, that's kind of cool. I'm down with that. I like the black one too. It just needs black pants. The blue one's cool too.
Nah, the white on white's the only one I would accept.
looking like a Power Ranger and shit.
That it does. It's not a good look. We need to be black on black.
Look, there's a player for the 49ers, a defensive player. I can't remember his name, but man, his helmet looks like a Power Rangers helmet, and I think it looks so fucking cool every time I see him play. I'm like, hell yeah.
That's because you're a
That's the helmet I would
goddamn
have.
nerd.
I don't care. Hell
Have
yeah.
you seen Joey Bosa's helmet?
That might be.
Have you seen the new Power Rangers movie that's coming on Netflix? No.
The one, the tribute to old boy. What's his name?
So you don't make yourself sound cool. You just make yourself sound old.
Due to
I will bust y'all's ass on cool. Let's go to the next. I promise you on the all right.
With Beastie Boys.
Hey, I'm just tired of this Bryce Young and CJ Stroud stuff.
I know because
I mean, clearly, I think CJ Stroud is the best quarterback of the two. I really don't think Bryce Young is fit for this team. I mean, he hit the ceiling at his pro day, and everybody's ignoring Anthony Richardson, how much talent he has, and how much potential he can have with these coaches we have on this team. We have 11 Super Bowl coaches, and I just feel like he's being ignored. And I think they can get his, quarterback completion up with the coaches we have right now. We have 11 Super Bowl coaches. I just don't understand why nobody's talking about Anthony Richardson. That's why I'm calling in.
We're not picking him at number one.
Tired of, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young when nobody's even mentioning Anthony Richardson.
All right.
There's a
That's
reason
all I
for
have to say.
No.
Was that
No, it's a good call, but
I'm just tired of this Bryce Young and CJ Stroud stuff.
Was that David Screws at 9793?
Yeah, it was.
Appreciate you, David.
Look,
thank you, David. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best with the calls. We try to manage them, or actually, I try to manage them. But damn it, are we really picking Anthony Richardson, Greg?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Number one. I mean,
there's a big reason that Anthony Richardson is not being talked about at number one for Carolina. It's because there's clearly better talent.
He's a project.
Look, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He may be very good. I think I saw something that they say the best. We want Anthony Richardson's physical abilities with Bryce Young's head, with Bryce Young's game plan and like game management, and that is CJ Stroud.
CK, you know who that guy's name is?
That is CJ Stroud.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That's what that name is. You meant the most athletic motherfucker in the world. That's Cam Newton. Okay. Cody, do you have the Frank Wright audio from today? We were talking about the size and this and that. Do you guys really think Anthony Richardson's truly in play at number one?
No.
I don't either.
I don't think so, but I think crazier things would be possible.
We've
like Baker going number
No, I
one.
mean the fact that the dude is 6'4", ran a 4.44 40-yard dash. Dude, he jumped out of the building.
What do you think if the Panthers picked him?
Physical. Okay, so for example,
what's your reaction on this show on draft night? And I'm not saying like give us like all the emotion, but truly, do you think that's even possible?
That it's possible.
Okay.
I do not believe that it is likely. But the fact that he has such incredible freak show physical potential, again.
But you don't want to fuck with Lamar.
Put him next to Bryce Young, and everyone says, "Oh, Anthony Richardson looks like the football player."
You mean Lamar?
Dude, Lamar sucks.
No, but you truly don't like you. No, I mean I'm
no,
with
because
you.
you're going so hard for him. I'm just gonna go hard the other way, dude.
No, I'm not going hard for him. What I'm not trying.
He sucks. Yeah,
Okay.
he sucks.
Okay. Next call.
Yeah. This is Al again. I'm just trying to figure out why Cody is constantly injury prone. He missed 4 games the year before, and then what? He sat out 6 games this year because they don't want to play? Because they don't want to pay him?
Yeah. Exactly why you said
If we could oh man. We should take the money. We should have took Lamar. Like you said. If we got Lamar right away, we're gonna do We're going to be the best in the NFC right away. Right away.
NFC or NFC South?
And Cody keeps calling his man injury prone. He's not injury prone. He's not injury prone, bro. He's not injury prone. He got a neck like Trevor Lawrence. He's got a Trevor Lawrence neck.
Why is he injury prone? What is the injury?
Dude, he's been hurt at the end of the season the past 3 years in a row.
No, he sat out this year.
He was injured.
No, if this year if you really want to make a strong referendum on Lamar Jackson, is that he tried to play nice going into this season, and he should have played hardball at the beginning. And then he got a little nicked up, and he was like, fuck this. Like, he played it backwards. Like, he should have been the bad guy early and been the good guy later. And he turns out to be the good guy early who sacrifices everything for the team and this and that. And we all know it's the same thing that we said about Christian McCaffrey, bro. Is Christian McCaffrey would not have been on injured reserve if he was playing for the Chiefs while they're trying to make a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like literally, would Christian McCaffrey would have played 4 more games last year? He would have.
And if he was hurt, I agree with Tim Estes. He sat out on his team. He played that whole year knowing he was underpaid.
He sat out the wrong time.
And then he goes into the playoffs, and that's when he's not paid enough. Dude,
they didn't go into the playoffs, bro.
He left the Ravens
they ain't going
high and dry. He left them high and dry, and we don't want that shit here, man.
Okay.
I wish him the best of luck.
Feel bad for the This is feel bad for the
He might go to
billionaire
the Dolphins.
podcast.
Dude, it's not even the billionaire. He's not worth all that guaranteed money.
Is it that much of a difference feeling bad for a billionaire as it is for a millionaire?
owner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, we're talking about
what are you talking about, Tony? Like, so if somebody's a millionaire, they're okay, but if they're a billionaire, they're a piece of shit.
Let's feel bad about Baltimore because Lamar didn't gruff it
I
out
don't feel
enough.
bad for Baltimore. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. I was like,
But if you were a Baltimore fan, you would feel bad as a Baltimore fan. I think it's
actually, what I would say is to Baltimore is like, why the fuck have we not tied this shit up earlier?
No, I
the
agree.
same thing I said with Cam is like the faster we tie up these deals, the less inflation there is. So no,
They won
it would not be like that.
They won 2 Super Bowls in the era of Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. I don't think the Ravens are that afraid to move on from Lamar Jackson.
Greg, Bat Daddy, Stat Daddy, tell me what those years were.
Which ones?
He claimed Baltimore.
2000.
Yeah, no,
when
you
did they win
claim
the
them.
Super Bowl?
Next
2007.
No, let's hear it. Let's hear the note. Save it for
Yo,
after
it's
this call.
Dusty out from Utah.
2013 and 2000.
What's up, guys? Just tuning in, loving the show. I mean, any quarterback we get, any quarterback. I mean, this Lamar talk's fucking crazy, boys. So cut it out, please. But I mean, any quarterback we get, we're gonna succeed. I mean, it's the weapons we have. I mean, pick number 39. We could trade back. We could trade for it. DeAndre Hopkins is still in. I mean, if DeAndre Hopkins is still in, I mean, does that mean that any other player in the NFL is still in? I mean, we had
if we had Lamar, we had DeAndre and Lamar, we went to the Super Bowl.
We could go get him. If Wright needs that one player on offense, we could go get him. I mean, of course, we're one piece away with the quarterback, but I think we're a couple key pieces away each on offense and defense, including a middle linebacker. I mean, damn, I miss Luke Kuechly all these today. NFL put out a couple highlights, and damn, I miss him so much. But no, we need a stud linebacker. Just keep pounding, boys. We're happy. Let's be positive. There's nothing negative. Number 1 pick. Woo! I mean, good feelings. Let's go. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding. Great call, man. Great call. Yeah, dude, we should be happy, man. We should be happy that we're going to be picking between 2 really good quarterbacks. The number 1, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. And it's definitely not Lamar Jackson. Let's fucking go.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're
Whoa,
so
whoa.
easy, dude. You're so easy.
No, I'm not easy. I'm angry is what I am. And I would say this is was
You mad?
very yeah, I am angry. And not like I'm coming to Charlotte. I'm gonna tip you out of your chair.
You ain't doing shit.
No, I ain't doing shit. Exactly. Don't worry.
You ain't doing
You're my best
shit.
brother, and I will smack you around. But what I'm trying to say here is this is that I am happy about where we are at. You know what I'm saying? Like I am happy that we have the number 1 pick right now. I have been talking about we didn't overpay for trading up to it. But I have to believe this. If we were at 9 and we didn't give anything up, Lamar is a not beyond legitimate offer. You know, you paid what did they pay for Jesus dude that I hate that went to state Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, think about like how much, and it's not about him making more than Deshaun Watson. He's literally a more proven and better player. You know, like if we were at 9,
then who?
Then all of them. It is
every player in the NFL.
No, it's kind of wild. You said this a lot when we were talking about the Deshaun Watson stuff. You said, "Oh, try not to think about him coming on your friend." That's what you used to say. You'd be like, "Oh, she's just your neighbor. Don't be upset he came on her." But at the end of the day, you did prove like this is what your whole argument has been to us is that the great quarterback is the tilting scale. You know what I'm saying? And Lamar is the great. You guys told me that this don't happen, bro. We don't it's not every day. How is not one motherfucking team going after Lamar? And I think the Patriots should do it. And if the fucking Falcons do it,
it'll be the Colts.
Can I be real with you?
Okay.
You want me to be very honest with you right now?
No.
Part of me hopes.
Tell me.
Part of me hopes that Lamar Jackson does go to Atlanta, so that way.
No.
So that way.
You know what?
So that way. No. Let me tell you why.
Write down the time and the date that he said that.
So let me tell you why. I hope it goes to Atlanta, so that Atlanta
I need better drugs than this.
So that Atlanta can be out of the 2 first-round picks that they have for this year and next year, and so we can smack the hell out of them and say we never needed no damn Lamar Jackson.
This motherfucker never has talked.
Let him go to Atlanta where everyone can pretend he's the second coming of Michael Vick and they can try and recreate the past, but the Carolina Panthers are the fucking present, baby. Get it right. Keep pounding on that. That's what I'm saying.
Baby.
Keep pounding on that.
Am I an asshole as the chat suggests, or is he naive? Do you guys remember Mike Vick?
Yeah.
He fucking singularity. It was a singularity against us. He fucking destroyed us. I mean,
hey, we got a super sticker from our
shout it out.
boy Orange Jelly Ninja, and he came on the free for all last week. He's really cool, really nice guy. Orange Jelly Ninja with the $1.99 super sticker. We appreciate you, brother.
My man, he also last week on the show, I think, passed out like 10 C3 Superfan memberships too. So for $1.99, it's very small. Here, the best way you can support the show, smash the thumbs up. Cody, tell them how they can get after it.
I mean, hit the wait, I didn't hear what you said. Say it one more time.
I was just gonna say promote it. Don't make me do the promotion this time. I would say that. All right. smash the thumbs up button,
Yep, that's right. Hit
subscribe,
the thumbs up.
like a
Subscribe.
little udder.
Hit that
Like
notification.
you went to milk the cow. I went to the Natural Museum of History today.
How about this?
Cow.
Beat up on that like button like the Panthers would beat up on the Falcons if they had Lamar Jackson, baby.
Oh my God!
You hit that like button. C3 is year round, boy.
Bitch.
Year round, boy. Year round. We out here. C3 out here, bro.
Okay, you spoiled.
For my shit, dog. C3 be out here, boy.
This motherfucker out here ain't won more than 7 games in 27 years, and this motherfucker out here talking shit about Michael Vick. This motherfucker ruined my life.
Clip it. Somebody make a gif of Tony milking. The internet wants it.
Yeah, you know what? You're the milker, bitch.
Wait, no, now do it. Now do it. So that way we can get it for like. Yeah.
I might skin. I'm like, long.
Hey, Tony, have you seen the internet and what they can do with people making gestures like that?
If they would subscribe to our podcast, that would be incredible. You're right. If they gave me 900, I watch Cody. He goes viral all the time.
I really do, boys.
For nothing. He's like, oh, it's nothing, man. And he just goes, so yeah, CK, I'm ready. Count me in. Count me in. You want to fuck? That's my worst moment ever.
No, the laundry man is probably the worst moment so far.
Oh, you're right.
The laundry
oh my
God. Dude, that was the top 5 moment in the history.
All right, what the fuck else we got? We have a lot to talk. We argued, and we're going to talk about all of it. I'm going to keep you guys till you go, till your whole wife. My wife's going to divorce me, so you might as well. We should do the same.
We might as well get in on the drubbing. No, I mean, really, basically, the only thing that we got to do is talk about the NFL implementing the number 0. So it is now official. You can wear the number 0 if you're a player. JC Horn already putting out feelers about
license.
Going.
Who was the quarterback that wore his number though? Right, we talked the last 2 weeks. We talked about who is CJ would have to buy a number, right? Is this do we have anything? Is somebody buying his number? What is he wearing now? 8? Is he at 8?
Yeah, he's number 8. No, I just think he wants to be 0. He was number 1. Yeah. He was number 1 at South Carolina. Okay. No one's gonna give him number 1.
Well, so what is it that we were talking about with if we got CJ, who's going to pay whoever? What was his number? 9? 9.
No. Shaq Thompson is 7. CJ Stroud wears number 7. If we drafted Bryce Young, then Matt Corral currently has number 9.
Yeah. Matt Corral going to have to walk out easy.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, what do we got next? Is that it?
Wait, I wanted to fuck, where was it, dude? Someone just had a great comment. Oh yeah, Chad Howell. He says maybe if he did, he would have 0 injuries this year.
Oh, zing!
I love it.
Oh, how about this? Is I got into you said don't fuck with Twitter if you don't want to fight with people, right?
Pretty much.
I didn't actually. I really don't. I mean, I do respond to everybody because I'm an OCD bitch, but I didn't fight hard on this, but they were upset that we traded DJ Moore instead of the other names, which were
who? Oh, just someone on Twitter.
Right. But who? It was Burns. Who were the other 2 people?
It was Brian Burns, JC Horn, and DJ Moore.
And at the end of this trade, I don't feel like we're like missing much.
Right.
No, I love DJ, but receiver can be replaced.
I feel like a dick saying it.
Receiver can be replaced, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers they're constantly drafting receivers in the second round.
Dante Foreman got paid
$3
$3 million, bro. 1 year, $3 million.
Yeah. Dude, the Panthers didn't offer him a Burberry biscuit.
No.
Dude, we didn't
look
offer
around
him
the league,
nothing.
bro. Look around the league. They are not paying tight ends. They ain't paying.
Yeah,
somebody
tight ends are heavy
it
this
might
year in
have
the
been.
draft. Yeah,
I don't know if it was Anthony Piccarello who said this, but somebody said this on the cat calls last week. Is that the tight end is the running back position of the defense? That's true.
Oh, hey, how about this one? I'm actually
the running back position of the defense. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
you won't have to pay them no more.
They said they're replaceable, and you can find them. And
Nobody,
you can
look,
pay
But
them.
isn't the tight end and the running back both in the offense?
Well, Dalton Schultz didn't get anywhere near the contract.
Nobody's getting paid at those positions no more, bro.
But there's a logic behind it that many of the people in the industry are realizing, and it has less to do with the position group. It has everything to do with the fact that they know that the cap situation is about to skyrocket with what YouTube is doing with the NFL Sunday Ticket. With the revenue for the NFL is going through the roof this year.
You think so?
100%. Look how many people have taken 1-year deals. Let's talk about DJ Chark for
You
instance.
really think that YouTube like timed at the right time?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think YouTube has anything to do with it.
If they got in,
Disney ESPN is trying to make a bid.
If they got in on the ticket,
right,
and you're saying there's this bump, then they got it. Did they get in too late or too early? It sounds like you're telling me this, which I also believe, is that goddamn, I don't feel sorry for the NFL, man. These motherfuckers just make $1 bazillion, whatever. They switch. They're on YouTube now. No more DirecTV. They shut DirecTV. Might as well be. Is DirecTV out of business after this movement?
Yes,
I think so.
So, Tony, can I ask you? You say I get it. You don't feel bad for the billionaires, and I don't either. But do you feel bad for the millionaires, the players?
Nope. Don't feel bad for
That's
them.
all I'm wondering. I was gonna say because I just feel like you can't feel bad for one and not like.
I don't feel bad for
the
people.
other,
What I'm saying is this: is don't make me cry for your story.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, do you want me to be the most sympathetic about David Tepper having a $3.3 billion asset that turned into $6.6 billion? No, fuck you. You know what? I'm not jealous. I'm not. You know what? I'm a little of all of that.
I don't think anybody's asking you to feel sorry for the billionaire, but I think everybody's asking you to and I'm not saying you're not doing this, Tony, but I think it's to respect that the billionaire doesn't want to spend money like that and spend resources that are going to help his team be successful on one contract. Like that is such a major part of it. And that's where I think you're talking about not just draft picks, you're talking about guaranteed money and all of that. Right. So you don't feel bad for them. Just respect their choice and not sit there and call them.
You know what? I respect
racist
them
for not wanting to get sign Lamar Jackson and
I've
give him
never
that
called them
money.
racist.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that
I
that's
call
a
them
narrative
gangster.
created. Yeah, that's a
they're
narrative
not.
that's been created.
They're not racist. They're gangster, bro. Because here's the thing: is that we're sitting up here begging for a motherfucker to join a $1.99 club. Right. I will sell you a
No,
t-shirt.
we're not begging. We're just saying, hey, be a part of this love.
No,
we got so much love going on.
I mean, I didn't mean to go there, but like here, I have a closet full of shirts that I've been rocking on this podcast for 10 years, homie. I got the put it in the bank. Put it in the bank. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will make $1.50 on the shirt. That's all I'm saying. Is that I just don't want to actually lose the fucking postage.
Right.
That's it. That's all. I'm not trying to tell them they shouldn't be the coolest thing ever, but I will not continue, just like my wife. When you're just because you're pretty and right most of the time, I'm not gonna fucking give in momentarily.
Tony, can I just make you feel better real quick?
No,
You've
you
expended
can't.
a lot. No, I can. You've expended a lot of emotion tonight, and I'm gonna make you feel better. Look at this. C3 is going all over Twitter, baby. C3 Evans.
Talk about
Sports
this
Talk.
gang shit.
He's
Please
just
talk
happy
about
to
this
be a
real
part of
quick.
the C3 community. Shout out to y'all, man. Listen, we're not asking anyone to do it,
of me.
but if you want to be a part of the C3 community and rock it in your username, put that C3 right in front of your username. Man, that's a big love from the C3 Panthers podcast, baby. C3
Tell
Nation,
them what that gang is
we
about.
out here.
Tell them what that gang.
Look, it's a gang of Panther fans that do this shit year
Anthony
round.
started this shit.
That
Anthony
love to
said
talk
this.
to
He
one
said we're
another.
a gang. This is about all right, go.
Nah, I'm the one that started this shit.
Anthony said we're a gang.
No, don't take credit away from me, bro.
Okay.
I said, hey, we're about to start rolling deep like a gang. Everyone put that C3 in your username and represent, man. We are for the fans, by the fans.
Okay.
Tony, that's all I got, man. I have one NFL news thing. And
We're done. We're done.
done.
We're out of here. We're out of here. I will make your life miserable, but I am. Let's go. What's next? What's your news? What do you got to tell me about the news, man?
It's not even. Do you want to do this? I mean, it really wasn't
man,
even that big of a deal. It was Charlotte or North Carolina.
They're gonna legalize weed.
Yeah, a bill to legalize sports betting in North Carolina passed the House 66 to 65. One more vote tomorrow, and then it's on to the Senate. Governor Roy Cooper is in favor, but it would take effect January 8th. That's also the date of the 2024 college football championship. So North Carolina might be getting some gambling dollars.
Yeah, you know what they're gonna get is money. The rich, fucking greedy bitches, and I will continue my rant against the power plays. You told me I didn't want you. Oh, don't fuck with these owners because they make too much money. Blah blah blah. Guess what? These motherfuckers are passing everything in our state legislature. Straight up. Is that this guy by the name of Harry Smith, who has been involved in countless governmental deals, fraudulent, I shouldn't say that, conservative, identifies with the Republican Party. I know people that have quit their jobs now who are going to go on to help build these very big companies. Not because of what they care about. We have been telling them that for 90 years, bro. And now you're like, oh, I'm telling you, man, these guys, they're fraudulent leaders. Fraudulent leaders. Only
heroes,
ready. They're only ready to make their own bag. And here's the deal. Is if they truly believed in that shit, not truly believe. I don't need you to be like, oh, I smoke weed and I saw Jesus. I don't need you to be like, oh, I smoke weed and my elbow don't hurt no more. But don't act like that shit is fentanyl yesterday. And then now that you're going to make $740,000 off by being the first partner in this shit.
It's all a ruse, man. Everybody only votes in their own interest.
That's what I was telling you, man. We're Lamar Jackson all the way.
No, whenever the money is behind an issue, that's when you know that it's going to be. And by the way, a lot of people don't know, one of the biggest reasons why marijuana has been illegal in the United States for the past few years is the alcohol industry hires lobbyists to make sure that marijuana stays illegal. How fucking crazy hypocritical is that shit, dude?
Exactly. But I'm telling you, I know these people who are working. They're in politics. They're in the business. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, money. And you know what? Good for them. Good for them. But Jesus Christ, y'all some bitches.
Tony, they realize they voted to legalize it last year too, and it passed, and then they rescinded it after they rescinded it 3 months later. I'm just
not
saying,
about the weed.
don't get
It's
excited
not
about that
about the
yet.
weed.
Because even if it does, it's going to be a year and a half, 2 years before you can ever have it. I'm just letting you know, man.
It has
There's
nothing
always
to do with the
hope.
weed. It's about the power control bitches that are trying to act cool. You know what I'm saying? Like all of a sudden, this person, it's like this. They go like this. Oh, who am I talking to? Oh,
Yeah.
anti-abortion.
Dude,
no.
that's all politics is.
Exactly.
That's all
it's like
politics
having
is,
Lamar Jackson.
And dude,
as
hey,
our quarterback.
we've converted another one. Welcome C3 Orange Jelly Ninja. Oh shit, them C3s are going wild, baby. We love that shit, man. That
Take
makes
us
feel
into the
good.
ice up picks. I'm sorry, I'm drunk now.
Let's do it.
I'm mad. I'm mad at these motherfuckers.
Don't
I'm
be
mad because they're
It's
fake.
ice
They're frauds, bro.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
It's the longest running segment on the longest running podcast because Tony, don't shut the fuck up. 12:22, and we didn't even talk about what we planned tonight. Cody last name. Dice up these motherfuckers. Find somebody to get after it because I got a lot to say.
We know that. So first we're gonna
now I'm gonna fight.
No, we know that, dude. You love to fucking talk
I'm
about
coming
it.
after you.
But first we're gonna start with our good friend. Every once in a while, we show this guy. He's a part of our Ice Up picks, and it has nothing to do with politics, really.
It's a G baby.
It just has everything to do with God. How pathetic.
Don't say G baby.
Under the Antiquities Act to establish and I want you to know it's a big deal. The May. Thank you. I got it.
You got it.
They're good.
Oh, dude.
He was about to diddle her duty.
They're literally egging him on from the audience. And
I thought you were going G baby. I thought you were going straight G baby and the great. Will you tell him about G baby?
What about how?
No, will you tell him, Cody? Because I love G baby. G baby is my.
What about how Stanley McCover blocked him?
Yeah.
Brian Burns' brother blocked him because he's always talking shit. No, that's not my Ice Up. My
always talking shit. That's it.
I mean, that wasn't my Ice Up pick. My Ice Up pick is going to. So I saw this posted on Twitter. This girl, she's a streamer. She puts, "Why do I look so good on stream?" And then this dude comments. He says, "Glad to say that's all mine." She responds to him, says, "You're literally my cousin. Stop it."
Who are you icing up, yeah?
And dude, and then when he doubles down, look, he doubles down. He says, "Didn't even know this was possible, but did I just get cousin zoned?" Yeah, you did, bro. And then she responds to him again, says, "Stop acting like we're not related. Matter of fact, I'm telling your mom about these tweets. It's getting out of hand." So you want to know who I'm icing up? Dude, if you're going to holler at your cousin, fucking do it in private like the rest of America, you dipshit. Don't do it on Twitter. Ice up.
All right.
And that's
right. Wow.
All right. I tried to stay away from politics. I'm trying to stay with some more fun ones because I could have politic ones all effing day long, especially
I'll
with
take care of that for you.
I hear you. All right, you take care of that. So I'm just gonna do a real quick sports one here. I saw this softball game the other day, or this highlight from the softball game. Y'all check out this out at the home plate here.
I'd love shit like this. I hope she gets beamed in her face.
Watch this.
She duked her out of her shoes. She duked her out of her shoes. Look over there.
Yeah, so that
who was safe?
Like she was safe. She was called safe. So I love it.
She got safe.
Yeah, she was safe.
Now, how the hell does she just point over to the right and that gets the catcher to look? What the hell? Does she deserve to feel
the Batman join?
That catcher deserves to feel bad.
Oh my
for
god,
her,
dude. 100%.
And
And then real quick, I'll have a second one. I'm gonna ice up the New York Times. Okay, so there's a town in Saskatchewan called Regina. I believe it's the capital.
Yeah, my life.
Yeah,
and
and
my whole life.
They've recently kind of leaned into the name Regina because it's kind of funny, and they're trying to come up with a new slogan. So their new slogan for Regina was "Show us your Regina," which ended up being what they decided to go with. And they had to apologize. They had to apologize for this, and I can understand.
What they do?
Well, I can understand people looking at it and like maybe it's a little too sexually suggestive. I can get that. It's the way people described it, the New York Post especially, as misogynistic, which they need to look up the word definition of the word.
What was too sexual?
The fact that it says show us your Regina is too sexual. And I don't agree with that, but I can kind of understand that. But the fact they're saying it's misogynistic is like, you need to look up the definition of that word because that's not misogynistic by any means. People, I'm sizing up people, and especially not politicians, publishers and writers who write this kind of stuff, because it's all headline and grabby stuff. Like, there's nothing about this is like that. It's a funny joke they leaned into. They've apologized for it, and they're probably going to change it, but it's not misogynistic. And putting stuff like that into titles is what leads kids and other people who just read headlines to believe that certain things. So I'm icing them up. It's funny anyway.
Everybody's so soft. They virtue signal all the fucking time.
I know. First of all, we love when you get injured in these motherfuckers. So this, look at this.
I was playing the game, and I got butt down the phone. Okay, that was my bad. What? No.
My bad.
Okay, so this was just an accident. You call 911. Did you say you killed 2 people or something like that?
Rainbow 16. I had my headset on.
Okay, how old are you?
17.
You're 17. Do you have a driver's
This
license?
motherfucker was playing COD. He was playing COD and butt dialed 911. They sent the whole SWAT team. He got swatted by accident on his own self. And they were like, "Oh, you said you were gonna kill 2 people." He had to call his mom. The poor guy had to call his mom.
That's pretty good.
Telling you, you know what I'm saying? Oh look, I got a couple of these. Hold on, let me see. I go into the ISO folder. Oh, this is my favorite. Stormy.
Oh, gosh,
Stormy.
yeah.
She won. She wins. I want to fuck Stormy. I'm not gonna lie. I would smash all day long.
Did you hear that Donald Trump? He was doing some sort of interview, and he called her Horseface, Stormy Horseface McDaniels.
Yeah.
Dude, whether you love or hate Trump, he's the funniest fucking president that we've ever had, dude.
Yeah, some dude tweeted her and said, I think it's been deleted since then. He said, President Trump wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. Her response, it has been deleted.
Yeah, I saw the response. Yeah.
She said, "You're right. He touched me with a 3-inch one." This bitch is the bomb. I fuck with some Stormy Daniels.
Her attorney called immediately and said, "You need to take that down right now."
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
why?
Dude, you realize she's a porn star.
Because what if it's 3.1?
No, well but it's also considered
liable.
Slander. I mean, yeah, liable, I guess.
So like, what if it's 3.25?
Dude, she's a porn star who slept with a guy to be able to get on a show for her own gain.
She didn't do that to.
Sure, she didn't.
Oh, okay. No one knows.
You're right. You're right. She just slept with Donald Trump while he was married for no reason at all. It wasn't because of money or because he
wasn't even running for
show.
President then, bro.
But they said that he tried to pay her
That's
off.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Tony.
Okay.
Why else would
so
she?
You're trying to tell me we got to go to the Joe Epstein Island where they try to?
Man, she sold herself, and now she's trying to make money off it. That's
sold
exactly
herself.
What it is. Yes, that's exactly what she did.
He bought the. And I don't even like this motherfucker. I literally don't like him.
I don't like Trump either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a Trump guy, but I'm all about being fair. And it's like, I mean, come on.
What are you being fair about? That he has a
trying to make money
dick?
She's trying to make money off extorting this guy, basically.
No, she just said he didn't fuck me with a 10-foot ball.
Right, dude, she said he fucked me with a 3-inch one, which means
that's it. Like, no, I will fuck with. I will 10-inch pole you.
They all deserve each other. How about that? They all fucking deserve each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if you deserve Stormy, you'd be like, my bad.
Dude, she's like a bot. She's not even that
good. Yeah, well, you know what? How many girls have you fucked that are not good looking?
Oh, dude, I don't
raising my hand like
I only fuck the baddest. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right, my bad, motherfucker. All
right, we're done.
Let's go.
Well, I have one more.
CK's got one, right?
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah,
see,
Tony, one.
See, I was testing Tony to see if Tony would catch it. He didn't. CK, you've been quiet today. You still under the radar.
People watching, so
no, he never has an ice up pick. So this is
it was
that is true.
Gonna be Stormy's mom.
It's Stormy's mom. No, it's not. It's so I was reading an article and it was like maybe Wednesday, and I just pulled up CNN and it was one of the top headlines, like you know how they have the most important stuff up top. And one was like talking about digital blackface, and I was really curious about what this meant.
Oh, this shit is where I felt. This made me feel some kind of way.
This was listen.
It can't be real.
It is real.
Oh, it's definitely real.
It's real. It is an
real.
article.
Is it a real thing?
Well, the person who wrote. I'm sorry, CK. This is your advice.
People get upset about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, this person at least, and I'm sure there's probably a select few. But here's the thing: is the fact that it's actually getting to the top of the list on CNN tells you everything you need to know, right? So basically, they're saying that if you're white, you shouldn't use the memes that have people of color in them because it's called digital blackface. Essentially, it's a little bit more inept, or
that's exactly
that is verbatim.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Well, it's a little bit.
You
more
don't got to
nuanced.
give it no.
It is a little more nuanced, to be fair.
No, it's not.
Their belief is that by using the most emotionally,
we can't drop the fucking give us one like Martin Lawrence. Like we can't do nothing, and not like it's like I need to drop black people memes on you. I don't need to drop. But god damn it, then you know what? Then you can't fucking drop a.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's.
It doesn't work that way. I know. I know. So basically, I can't drop a Denzel meme, my man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, let's CK finish his ice up point.
It's my fault.
No, you're good. Basically, it boils down to the fact that it is getting to a point. And here's the thing: is this type of rhetoric is incredibly divisive, right? I don't think anybody read this article and felt like, oh, we're closer to unity than we were before. There's not a single person that thought that. I mean, here's the thing. The majority of the people that we are listening to change policies in literal companies are such a minority among the world. They're just the most vocal. And so I ask everybody, and this is where my ISUB comes into play, because it boils down to us too. Everybody is going along with it because they're afraid. Every single person. If everybody just stopped actually being just this fake human being that they aren't who they are, like when you're around your friends, when you're around your family, be that person, because I can guarantee you the majority of the people who agree with this type of rhetoric are not acting like this on a day-to-day basis and will do the exact same stuff. You know, and to be quite fair, the people that are most offended by stuff like this are usually the people that aren't affected by it.
Truly. You're right.
Well, by the way, this is also how they divide you. Like if they can, like all of a sudden, now they can whip up a story about race and get people being like, hey, this is unfair. And it gets people all riled up. And
you forget you're poor.
It literally makes you forget that we're all in this together, dude. These problems, they take away from actual issues that are plaguing lots of different people in today's
Or these
world.
problems are really caused by issues that we should care about.
Right, but not
you know what I'm
this.
saying? Like
Not
at that, no, but like we shouldn't. Like if we closed our eyes on a racial factor, we would all be united on this one issue. Think about that. Like, is North Carolina has I heard this today. They have like a $7 billion or whatever surplus. A surplus. That means they overtaxed us last year. Right. And so now we're debating in Raleigh where we should spend the surplus. Don't make me feel like I'm doing you a favor, bitch. Like, oh, you gave me a 2% raise. Thank you, my massa. Like, we really have to learn to be united
Live
on
together.
a common. Yeah,
Live
but
together
fucking,
and be
we
with
have a
one
surplus,
another.
bro. We have a surplus in the state government right now in North Carolina, and they're gonna raise taxes, and none of y'all motherfuckers are gonna hear none of that shit. And the C3 Panthers podcast has only get 188 out of that. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. What we gotta do? What we got left? Ice up picks and get the fuck.
I think we're good.
No. We already did all that shit, baby. Hey, you just let me
You
steer the
iced
ship.
up?
No, you just let me steer the ship on out of here, baby.
Okay.
My name is Cody Lashley of the C3 podcast, C3 Panthers podcast. Find me on Twitter at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. Check out CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where we have wonderful people that have been contributing excellent content to the website. Greg, tell them where they can find you and your content, bro.
Man, you can check me out at the BatDaddy52 on Twitter is my personal handle, or check out my show at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Geeks Chasing Squirrels Across the Multiverse, man. We cover all kinds of audiobooks, television shows, movies, media, comics, just about any graphic novels, just about anything out there you can find that's cool and popular right now. We cover it. So check us out.
CK, tell them where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CodeDizzleAllen. Just come by, say hi, say what's up, and we can talk about some Carolina Panthers.
That's it. Tony, any last words?
Did you unmute me?
Yeah, now, obviously.
Oh, well, now my name's Tony Dunn, C3 Panthers podcast. Let's get the fuck out of here.
C3, keep pounding.